Hey guys, you are live on the Archie Luxury channel. You're live and we are broadcasting to the community and we're here talking all sorts of things. This is a real club to belong to, a men's club. Well, we've got some ladies as well, men's club. Um, and the thing is, guys, you know what? You know what? We are here. We're here to talk everything watches. Today's topic. What is today's topic? Well, today's topic, I am so glad you asked, is today's topic is today's topic is the wrist watches, the gateway. This is what was your gateway watch? What's a gateway? Gateway, gatekeeper, gatekeeper. Who's the gatekeeper? And the answer to that is, guys, that's the one that got us into the hobby. The one who must be obeyed. Yes, what was your gatekeeper? And very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. That's right, guys. Very interesting. Now, the thing is, your gatekeeper, what was the one that did it for you? And we all have different keepers. We have different keepers. That's correct, guys. Different keepers. You know, the wristwatch that got me in. See, I have a number. I would say a number. A number of watches. That's right. A number of watches. That's right. So my first watch. Oh, when I was a kid, when I was a lad, let me tell you this. The gatekeeper watch for me, I started off. So my dad had a Technos. I remember he was given a Seiko 5, and I played around with these a bit. Then, um, the first watch I bought was a Seiko quartz, little Seiko quartz. And then what happened was the jewelry store, they had a sale on Omega, and Omega was within reach. And I said to my dad, "Would you please buy my Seiko off me so I can buy this Omega?" And it was Omega Quartz Seamaster. I showed it before. I'll bring it up a bit later. And then what I did was I was
Do
so
you know why I'm laughing?
surprised that.
You completely forgot what was the topic. I
Your
started the
gateway
show.
watch.
No,
Your
no, no.
gateway.
You're looking, today's topic is, oh shit, what's the topic? I mean, fucking look what I wrote. Oh, you're awesome, man.
Hey, thank you, Bear. I can't lie to you, Bear.
Love you, man. Love you so much. So you
And
started, you started telling people the gateway watch, eh? The one
the
that
gateway.
got you. Mm,
Now, the funny thing is, Bear, let me say this to you. So,
mm.
my gateway watch, right?
Yeah.
It's quite fascinating because
Is the gateway watch necessarily a
Mhm.
first watch? Is it a
No,
first watch? Because
no,
many,
no.
many, right? Many of kids get the first watch and so on, but it never materializes into interest in watches. So at least that was my case. But I wanna be more talking about Pontiff's journey in watches. Like, how did it all transpire?
Yeah. So I asked my dad, please buy the Seiko off. He bought the stainless steel quartz Seiko off me so I could then use the money
Mhm.
to get an Omega. And then what I did was I fitted a
How old? How
Spidell.
old were you? How old were you?
This was
A- Approximately.
1987, 87,
Okay.
15, 14, 15.
And you already had interest in watches.
Oh, I loved watches from being a young kid. I always loved watches.
Okay.
My granddad gave me a generic Swiss watch, I think when I was in grade 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was a stainless steel head. I've actually tried to find it, but I can't locate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened to it, but um, yeah, I've always loved watches. They were incredible to tell the time. It was such an amazing. I know now. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about telling the time? But you know, you got to remember. So we're talking. So I was born in 72. I was 5 years old in 1977. Okay, I went to
Mm-hmm.
preschool in 77. 78, I started school.
Mm-hmm.
To have a watch, it was you know what I mean? It was incredible. It was
Mm-hmm.
incredible to have a watch because you could look, you have a watch, you can time things, you can make you know what time it is, you know, you can starting to take control of your life. I think the reason men like watches, let me tell you why men, you know why women don't like watches, don't you?
No, tell me.
Okay. So, oh, I don't know if I should say this. This is really nasty, but have we got many people? We've only got 62 watching.
Yeah, no, it's a little more than that.
Women don't like watches because it says how old they are. Whereas men, we become more valuable as we get older. We're more useful. We become more skilled. You understand? Like, let's be honest. When we're 20-year-old, we don't know stuff about life. We don't realize the complexities in life, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you are 50, we're 50-year-old man, you've had a few upsets. Say you lose your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been there before. It's probably not the first job you've lost. You say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, I'm going to do this. You know the world's not going to end. You know what I mean? You have tools in your toolbox. You have tools to cope. It's like you. If the shit hits the fan, you've always got strategies and you've got things you can do. You know what I'm saying, Bear?
Yeah, of
In
course.
your case, you just sell a Rolex every month and you can live a great life until, you know, that's it. You sell a Rolex every month and you're fine. Aren't you? Hey, what do you think?
Could be, could be. I'm more
You know,
intrigued with the. So you are
I'll be
14,
honest with you. Can I
15.
tell you something, Bear? I've started to
Tell me.
worry myself. Okay,
You what?
I started to worry myself.
When?
Worry,
Today?
worry. No, just
Yesterday?
since the
Forever?
burglary. Since the burglary,
I think. I think.
catastrophe.
Listen. I think you're
And
the type of person that was worried. When you were 14, you probably worried just as much. Can we be honest about it? It's your personality.
I worried since I was in I remember in grade 3, worrying. And you know what? I'm still
Yeah.
worrying. Woody Allen, still worrying.
Still worrying. You got super chat from John
Super chat.
C.
John C, $2. My gateway and my one and done has to be Loris.
Lars.
What do you think of that? That's
So
his
the very,
gateway.
very, he is trolling us and he's good in that. What was your very, very first watch? Was that Seiko, right? Or was the one that your granddad gave you the
Okay.
steel piece, which you cannot locate? Which one was the very first watch?
Well, this is where it gets tricky because it was that grandfather watch, right?
Hmm. So the first watch was from your grandfather,
Yes.
and he's given it to you. You did you have a did you know your
Yes.
grandfather? Or okay,
Yes. Yeah.
that was
It was on a.
on your
It
dad's
was on,
side,
I
on your
remember
mom.
it was on kind of a nylon-y strap. You know that nylon-y
What was
NATO
he? Was he on your mom's side, on your dad's side, grandpa? Mom's
Mum's
side.
side.
Okay.
Okay.
So how old were you when you received it?
Probably grade 1,
Oh
5 or
wow.
6, 6 years old, 5 or 6.
And you probably were very impressed with that watch. I mean, mechanical watch.
Yes,
right?
mechanical,
To
mechanical,
wind
correct.
it, and do
I
you
can't
remember
remember. I
the
can't remember
name?
whether it was automatic or mechanical. It was a a shitter Swiss. But I thought my grandfather said, "Ah, I remember what my grandfather said to me. He said this is a Swiss watch. It's got so many jewels." I remember he saying
Jules.
jewels were a
They
big
love
thing.
to,
I
yeah,
think it
that
was 17 jewels or so many jewels. He goes, "Ah, the more jewels they have, the better." That's what
the
he said to
better.
me.
Exactly, exactly. And did you wear that watch right away? Did you
Yes, yeah,
actually
yeah.
have it?
I wear it.
Okay, that's very early, and you obviously had some certain connection with your grandfather,
Yeah.
and you started to look at that watch and explore the watch. And how did you uh, how did you like it? What was interesting about it? The fact that it can keep time, and like, what
Exactly
was it?
right. I was
You,
just intrigued. It was just like it was a machine. It was to tell time. You know how long I think do you can tell how long you've got. You can you can't really do much if you can't manage your time. You can't keep appointments. You don't know how long something's going to last if you don't understand a measure of time. You know what I'm
correct,
saying?
correct,
Time
correct.
is a ABC super chat £2. My gateway was the Tag Curium Auto Chrono Black Dial. So Bear, I know you're probing here. You are probing very, very strong, right? And I would
Hmm.
like to say to you, um, the watch itself, I think 1960s. I'm thinking 1960s steel Swiss generic.
Hmm.
That's what I think it was. I think it was just a nothing. I think it would have been like a 31 mil, something like that. I thought it was
Right.
rather big. I thought it was rather big.
Why do you think
Um,
he gave it to you? What do you think? Did you ask for it? What was the reason he gave you that
yeah, he
watch?
look. I liked my grandfather. We had a good
Hmm.
relationship.
Hmm.
Um, it was a just a very nice little. I think he had, to be honest with you, he had a box of shitters. I'm gonna pull up. Now I'm gonna see if I can pull up something similar. Okay, is that okay with you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, you're not going to be able to find exact anyway. I mean,
No,
I'm pretty
no.
sure I have a good idea because we are not far apart generationally. So I know what you're talking about. Obviously,
And the
um,
thing is, my grandfather was never rich. He was not rich. Here we go. I'm just gonna pull this up. So I think now this says Gerard Perregay, but it wasn't, definitely wasn't a Gerard. It's a Gerard Perregay
so you're
is a
talking
luxury.
aesthetically, it looked like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Very simple. I don't know whether it was steel, something like that sort of case. I know that says Ulysses Narden, but it wasn't. It wasn't that there. And then, okay, so from that point forward, right, Bear? Let me explain this
Hmm.
to you, right? So it was steel. I remember it was silver color, so I assume that's silver or chrome. Okay. From that point, then the next watch was my father had a 1970s Technos. You remember that?
No, not familiar with that brand at all.
Okay. Okay. So it had a bluish dial like this. Tech. It's
Hmm.
a generic shitter Swiss. Okay, shitter Swiss. Okay.
Okay.
And I remember. Can I tell you a story? Okay. So it was a
Please.
day date. It was a day date. Okay, I know that because I remember it was a day date. Blue had a blue dial. Now,
Hmm.
what it did. This is actually what it looked like. This one here. This here. Now, I'm going to tell you a story
Hmm.
about it. Okay.
Okay.
Now you notice the glass. It's not actually. It's actually a carved sort of glass. It's got angles. I don't know if you can see that on this picture. You
Mhm.
see, the glass is not, so it's not curved. It's kind of angular. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now I was running past the library. I can remember when I did this. I was running past the library at school,
Mhm.
and I fell over. I tripped. And guess
Okay.
what? I scratched the shit out of the glass.
On your grandfather's watch.
No, this was my dad's watch. He'd given this
So
to me
you,
because he had.
but you, oh, you took,
And then
he gave
my
you,
mum took it to a
ah,
watchmaker who fit a generic plastic glass. Okay.
uh-huh.
So this was the sort of Technos.
Yeah, I'm
And
just looking closer at the watch. I'm not ignoring you.
yeah,
I'm
no, no,
looking
no,
at the
no,
at the
no,
st-
no. Of course. So that was the Technos, right?
This was
And
automatic.
automatic, yes, automatic,
Mhm.
automatic watch. And I remember the watchmaker in the Ukrainian community. There was a watch. This is funny how it is. Back then, there's all these different communities, and actually, this looks a bit okay. And the Ukraine, there was a watchmaker, and his name was Lipsky, Mister Lipsky, Mister Lipsky.
Mhm.
He was the watch. Now, I didn't know about Rolex or anything, but I'm just telling you, he used to do watchmaking for the Ukrainian. He's like the Ukrainian watchmaker. It's funny how they had these little. You
Yeah, yeah,
understand what
yeah.
I'm talking about or not?
100%, man. I'm enjoying this. Keep going.
And so
Keep
then the
going.
Technos. Then what I got was okay. So this was the Technos. Then what happened is Bear.
That was. Let me ask you. This was a watch that was given to you. Your grandfather's watch was very first.
No,
Then,
the grandfathers were first. Then
yeah,
there was the then I had the Technos.
the
Okay.
Technos that you were just telling a story. Yeah.
Now I remember my dad used to do tax returns, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the clients gave him a Seiko 5 because it came in the box. This would have been 1980s. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
pull it up, see if I can find what it looked like because I can remember this watch. It was given to my dad, and I thought he had won the lotto. Somebody gave him a Seiko. Now, in hindsight, a Seiko 5 is kind of their entry level type of watch, isn't it, Bear? Can we
Great,
be
but you're
brutally.
talking from the perspective of a little Archie, who's
Yeah,
looking
and
at these watches and they are mesmerizing to him. Mesmerizing.
what? I got to tell you something. I don't know. I don't want this to get out from this chat. Is that okay?
Okay.
So it was very similar to like this here. It was a Seiko
Okay.
5. I remember I broke the bracelet later on. It was a bit shitty. Okay, but that's another story.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a Seiko 5. Uh, and he was given this watch, Seiko 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember from that point on, I used to always. So I would have been in grade 3 or 4, grade 4,
Yeah.
grade 4.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, I made it a point of always looking at like teachers at school. What watch did they have? And I thought all the winners wore Seiko because I never heard of other brands. I no one. My family weren't sort of into watches, but I thought, you know what? He's got a Seiko. He's got this.
Yeah.
I always checked out what watches people wore. Does that make sense? And you know, it's funny. Um, it's funny because so I had the Seiko 5. Then the first watch I actually bought for myself. So this is probably the next most important was a
So let
Seiko.
me ask you something. Seems your dad was relatively or quite generous with you. He would just hand you these watches. He handed you the previous blue one. He handed you this Seiko. So in a
Yeah.
way, he understood how much you appreciate and love these things. And now the time comes that Archie is how old and he wants to buy a first watch.
So I was probably in 1985.
Hmm.
So it was a Seiko quartz steel, and it was square, rectangular.
So 1985, Archie was how old?
Oh, I was actually if it take the gold off, it was like that.
So you bought a rectangular Seiko. You were buying a rectangular Seiko while I started serving military
Is that
at
right?
that same year,
I
1985.
think it
I
was like
started
this,
serving military.
except it
Uh-huh.
was only it had no gold at all. There was definitely no gold. I
Interesting. It's very interesting that you picked rectangular. That is quite interesting.
well, they
I
were on
wonder why.
special. I could afford it. I could afford it. It was actually like this here.
That's actually a nice looking watch. That I like that. I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
Now, what happened? So I never knew much about watches then, right?
You know what else is interesting that I'm finding throughout these early years of your first interaction with watches?
Mm.
You're not wearing any digital pieces. You're wearing all mechanical pieces, which is quite unusual. That's
Oh,
quite cool. I
you want to
like
hear
that.
another story? Do you want to hear another story?
Well, wrap up this one, please, and then we'll go to another one. Yeah.
Before I got the Seiko,
Hmm.
when I was in grade 4, I was going to the BMX park and I found a watch on the road.
Oh shit, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I found a watch on the road. Let me grab this super chat. The Timepiece Fund. Timepiece Fund, we love you. Timepiece Fund, $10. My grandfather's manual wine gold Omega went to an uncle. My first luxury watch were Duo Omega 300 meter and Mont Brilliant in 1985. First Rolex in 2000, and I was infected with the disease. Never cured. The rest is history.
I am not familiar with this Mont
No, Mont
Brilliant.
Brilliant. That's the Breitling Mont Brilliant. The Breitling.
Ah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know the.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's the.
Cool.
I think it's a triple It's a calendar. Mont Brilliant. We'll call it up. It has the white dial or the just one color dial. That's the. Now I want to so before I got this Seiko, what I found. Now the other thing is, you know what? I decided in my head
Hmm.
that you could tell a man by his watch.
Hmm.
I got another interesting story. I want to tell you. This is little Archie. So we're at this stage here. I didn't realize. Can I tell you this? I never realized they had different levels of watches. I thought Seiko, they just changed them. They would produce watches, but there wasn't a set line. I had no idea there was a diving line or this or that. I just thought they made watches, and I had no idea of the levels of watches. Does that make sense?
Well, completely, of course.
Because you went to the store and they had what's in the case. That's all that was
Yeah,
there. Now,
yeah.
what I did was, before I bought this Seiko quartz, I actually, let me say this to you, I found it was a Citizen quartz, 1980s, gold plated. It was gold, and I thought I had won the jackpot. It was a Citizen quartz,
Hmm.
and it wasn't just any Citizen. It had
Okay.
an LED display on it. If I see a photo of it, I can tell you exactly because it
Oh,
had
the LED
function.
display was so cool at that time. We were all, that was like, that was a thing to have, man. That was a thing to
And so
have.
I found it had a little bit of corrosion on it.
Hmm.
It had I think it may have had multi buttons. This wasn't it, but it had some different buttons on it. So I remember I found this Citizen. It was more advanced than that. It was better than that. I think it might actually. This might have been it, Bear. This here, something very similar to
Like,
that. That's what it had a
yeah.
stopwatch. It had a light. Yeah, that's kind of the watch. It was gold plated, Bear.
Cool,
I think. I
cool.
think. I think this is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
it was. It was. I mean, it was a piece of. It was actually had black. I remember it had black as well. It was, this is it, Bear. That's it. Because it was black.
That
Yeah, and it had a little bit of. Some of it had the gold had tarnished a bit. It had a bit of reddy tinge to it. You know how that gold plated goes that way. So this was before that Seiko I had on the screen. Okay,
this was
and
before Seiko that you. Okay, okay.
yeah, now I remember. Can I tell you this story? I remember when I was in primary school, there was one teacher who was dating a woman whose family were big jewelers. They were super rich.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he had a watch,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember he was showing my teacher his watch that was given to him by this famous jeweler's family. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Many, many years later, I actually caught up with him and I said, hello. His name was George Briner. He became a
Okay,
very successful real estate agent.
okay.
And I said, George, I remember years ago when you married the lady who was from such and such a family, you were showing off this beautiful watch. He goes, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I said, can you please tell me what brand it was? So I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking Patek, Vacheron, because you've learned about watch. You know what it was?
Mm.
I'm gonna get full screen for Bear once I tell him the brand. It was a
Please.
Maurice Lacroix. Yeah, a Maurice
Um,
fucking Lacroix. Maurice Lacroix. Fuck,
wow,
fuck.
wow. And it was like
And
mythological fucking watch.
yeah, yeah. And I remember, okay, let me tell you the more stories here, Bear. I remember. So then had the Seiko. Then I sold the Seiko to my dad because Wallace Bishop. I well, they actually something happened with the Omega agency. They had them for sale because Omegas were normally $500 watches when the Seikos were 100 to 200.
Mm-hmm.
I got my money back from my dad. It was 120. I put in $80. It was $199 for a Omega. Now listen to this. Now I'm going to
Wow.
show you the Omega. I showed it just before. Let's just get it up again. Okay, let's just get this up. This is the Omega that I actually bought. Now, what I did was it came on rubber. It was on a rubber strap, right? It was on rubber. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have the metal bracelet. See here. This is the exact. This is the what. This is the exact. Well, that's not the exact watch, but that is the model. Okay, that's the model. Seamaster quartz with the date down at the 6th position. Sorry, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't bring it up. Here we go.
No worries.
And it was on a rubber strap. Now, what I did was I took the rubber strap off.
Well, did you know that Omega is prestigious brand? Did you at that point
Oh,
know what you
well, my
buying?
dad. See, my dad. Yeah, how did I know the Amiga?
That's what I'm asking. Like,
Because I think it went back to
there was no internet, there
like
was no
I
magazines.
thought
There, like,
Omega. Actually, I think I had conversations with my dad. My dad said he got the Technos because he couldn't
mhm,
afford the Omega. He wanted an Omega. Okay, he got the
right.
Technos because he couldn't afford the. So I thought in my brain, I thought Omega was the best in the world because it was Swiss. Because that goes back to my grandfather saying, "How many fucking jewels it has? How many jewels? The more jewels, the better." You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember you so right. That generation. I remember my grandfather and I remember my dad, and everyone wanted to talk about the jewels. When it was mentioned of the watch, it was always how many jewels that watch had.
Yes.
And it was also very important to mention. It's interesting in Australia, yet I'm in Yugoslavia, and Omega was it. Omega was the
Yes.
aspirational brand.
Yes.
It was like, you know, it was like something you aspire. It was the best. You know, I never heard the word Rolex when I was kid.
No.
I don't know about the,
No. Well, the funny thing is, my parents used to get Time magazine,
okay,
and there were ads for Rolex, and we used to get National Geographic. My parents decided, you know what? They can't afford. Let me tell you this story, okay? They can't afford to send us to private school,
okay.
okay? But what they're going to do is the next best thing is to get a subscription to National Geographic. Let me tell you. Let me just get this super chat, and I'll finish the
That's
story.
that's actually funny. Go ahead, please read the super chat. That's
The
hilarious.
Timepiece Fund, $5. Full disclosure, prices paid at AD in 1996. Omega 300M Auto Blue was $1,200. The Mont Brilliant Chronograph Chocolate was $2,500. In 2003, Rolex two-tone diamond indices, I think he means the diamond dial, was $5,200. Yeah, they were expensive. Rolex, because the two-tone, you got to remember, Rolex didn't do gold plating. That was proper solid gold. To most people, a two-tone Rolex was the epitome of success, Bear. You didn't get better
Right,
than that. You didn't get better
right,
than that.
right.
Now, let me
Thank you, Timepiece Fan.
thank you,
Much
time
appreciated.
piece fund there. Let me tell you the story. So my parents, we couldn't afford um it's funny thing, the house that I'm living in, we actually wanted to sell it and
Hmm.
buy a house, a better house. And what happened
Okay,
was they could never get the price they wanted. So
okay.
and they actually signed a few contracts on some houses, but this sale fell through. It fell through. And what my parents decided to do was they would do some additions. So they built on, see, this studio I'm in, this was built later.
And that's what exactly looks like.
And
So
my
makes sense now.
there's
Makes
also a
sense.
rumpus room. There's a rumpus room where I just store. It's where I got books and that there. That also was added on. So the rumpus room and this room were added on, and that extension was about $15,000, which was a lot of money then.
A lot of
This was
money, a
in,
lot of money.
this was this was done. I remember as a kid they did this extension. I think it was done early 80s,
Hmm.
early 80s, early 80s,
Hmm.
because my mother wasn't sick then. It was way before she got diagnosed with cancer.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, early. I'd say I might have even been. It might have even been. Actually, I think it was like 83, 83,
Hmm.
83, 83. I think. Yeah, because it wasn't long after that. In the rumpus room, we had our tea. Yeah, fuck, early 80s. And then they got a video recorder. I remember we got a Panasonic VHS.
So cool.
And the neighbor, she worked at Channel 7, Pam Og, and she said she thought Sony Betamax was better because that's what the
Then,
TV studios use to store their stuff.
oh,
And
I
she said Beta is
see.
better, but we could never afford a Sony video recorder. That was fucking. We got a Panasonic, Panasonic. That was kind of the cheaper underneath. You, we had a Sony TV,
Right.
but we couldn't afford to get the
The Sony
Betamax.
VHS player.
That
So
was
you like
expensive.
a little bit, yeah, a little bit.
You
Yeah.
know. Um, so I digress. This so I got this watch. Actually, I tell you when I got this watch, because I was going to Oxley State High. I went there for 2 years.
Where?
Oxley State High.
Oxley State High.
I did year 8 and 9. Year 10, I moved to Kenmore. And
Mhm.
that 1987 was when I got this Omega Seamaster.
Well, that's a
And
actually
what I did was, let me tell you
first
this,
step
Bear.
toward a luxury watch. Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Let me tell you this story. So I sold the Seiko to my dad. He very nicely bought it off me for what I mean, that's just, dads are so cool. You don't even realize he's cool to do
He's
that for
doing
me.
a favor, right? That's
Yeah.
exactly what he did.
And I bought a Spidell gold-plated bracelet for this Omega. So it looked like a gold Omega. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, 100%. Fucking gorgeous, gorgeous.
And
You're a baller.
yeah. And it was an Omega. It wasn't a fake Omega. It was an
No, no,
Omega.
no.
Yeah,
Real Omega. Yeah, yeah.
you know. Um and then okay, so then when I got this watch, I remember I got it from Wallace Bishop.
Hmm.
And I remember I said to the guy, "Is Omega the best watch in the world?" And he mentioned some other brand. He goes, "Omega's very good, but I think he might have mentioned Rolex."
First mention of Rolex. Interesting.
Yeah. First mention of Rolex. And then what happened was, when did I discover Rolex itself, Bear?
Hmm.
So I had the Omega, everything was going cool. So this is in the 80s,
Okay.
80s, right? And it was from that book, American Psycho, the Rolex. That's when I think that cemented it. That cemented it, a Rolex. And also at the time in the 80s, remember, Rolex was getting like those really expensive brands were coming out, like they'd come out in articles and that there. Like,
Hmm.
never heard of this stuff before.
Hmm.
And I
Cartier,
just
Tag Heuer, Rolex, right? That was coming out. People were the 80s were all about those brands, I think.
exactly, exactly. So the fascinating thing was I want the story. I've told this story many times. I won't go over it too much. But basically, basically, the big um, the big watch that I wanted to get a Rolex, any Rolex. I wanted any Rolex. That's what I wanted, Bear. A
Was
Rolex.
there the story I'm familiar, but I have an important question between this Omega and that
Yeah.
story when you're going to purchase your first any Rolex. Was there
Yes.
any other watches that entered your world? Or did you buy anything else? Or was this watch on your wrist throughout that time?
I had that Omega on the gold Spidell bracelet, Bear.
Super chat from Medium Legend. Thank you very much, Toyota Mo. Super
Super
chat
chat,
$2.
medium legend, $2. Hi, AC3 and Bear. Can I get a chair update, please? Yes, I am going to get that organized. They got new stock of secondhand chairs coming in. I'm going out there to pick one up. Okay. I want to get rid of this. It's a bad omen, this chair as well, because it's got markings on it, irrespective of how comfortable it is. I want it out. Okay.
All right.
So
All
that's
right.
the honest answer there.
The honest answer.
Now I got to tell you, Bear,
Hmm.
just so from that point on, I got to tell you, um, it was, look, the thing is, Bear, you got to realize this, okay?
I want to mention, not to interrupt you. I'm enjoying this, but let's just be honest to Toyota Mo and tell him that you have done nothing so far, right? You love Toyota Mo. Tell the truth.
Correct.
Tell him the truth.
Yes, that's correct.
Correct. Okay.
So then from that Omega, I said to a jeweler friend, get me the cheapest Rolex you can. I was expecting an Air King, you know, the Air King. But
The
he
Air
got
King's
me
job.
1016. And this is on this. This is not the actual one. This is one that I saw in America when I was there.
So much better, man. So much better than Air King.
And you
Unbelievable.
know
If you
what?
just
Let me
knew.
tell you this. When I got this watch, because obviously you would tell your dad, hey, I actually gave my Omega to my dad because I got the Rolex. Because I said to my dad, why would I need two watches for? I've got the Rolex. I'm never going to wear the Omega again. You may as well have it.
Interesting. No
And
hoarding, no hoarding, no hoarding and possessing at that
no,
moment.
no, I never even thought about having, I gave it to him
Hmm.
and he then started using the watch and he used to take it in the shower and that's what killed it many years later, a while later.
Why would he take that watch in the shower? My goodness. Mm.
And funnily enough, okay, when he saw this watch, the first thing he did was,
Mm.
so I showed him the watch. He got it. He said, "Oh, let me have a look at your watch." He got my watch. Right, full screen. I'll show you. This is the first thing. I remember him doing this, Bear, with his
Ah,
teeth.
checking if it's a sapphire.
If it's plastic or sapphire, he goes, "This is plastic."
Right.
You know what I'm
This
saying? This is plastic.
disappointment. Mm. He was
And then
disappointed.
many years later, oh, actually, so anyhow, I told you, I gave him that Omega, right,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Seamaster,
Hmm.
on the gold-plated bracelet. It was when I say Spidell, it actually wasn't a stretchy one. It actually had a buckle. Okay, I remember because
Mm.
I thought that looked cheesy. So I got a Spider. It was a Spidell strap, gold-plated, which had a buckle. It did have it wasn't the stretchy one. I thought that looked shit. Then, so I gave that to him when I got the Rolex.
Hmm.
Then what happened was it died and he got a new watch about a year after I got my Rolex, right?
Hmm.
And the watch that he got, I'm just bringing it up now. It was, and he actually rubbed it in because your dad. You talk to your dad. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying, don't you, or not?
Absolutely same as my dad. Believe me, I know exactly what
And
you're saying.
anything I can do, anything
I
you
can
can
do
do,
anything
I
you can
can
do. I
do
can do
better.
better.
Um, it says it was titanium. I didn't say. I think it was steel. He had a steel one. Okay, let me just bring it up. And the funniest thing. Okay, so let's bring it up now.
Hmm.
So this is the one my dad got. This is the exact model. Stainless here. Omega Polaris Seamaster 1980s. It was 31 mil, so quite small, because that was the fashion then. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
And he showed it to me, sapphire crystal, quartz, and it had the date. He goes, "You should have got one of these." How much was that Rolex thing? I remember this because my Rolex was $1,575. He said this was 1,300. It has a
And
date
it has a date. Sapphire.
and it sapphire. It's not plastic, right? And you know what I said to him?
Mm.
I said, yeah, but it's not waterproof. Okay, because the Rolex is water. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, don't you, or not?
You're fighting for your right.
And he said, no, it's a sea master. It's a master of the
Of the
sea.
sea.
He goes, I only just take it in the shower or the pool. I'm not going deep, and it handles it fine. Now, this is what he said to me. It handles it fine because have a look, it's fine. Now, 10 years later, of course. 10 years later, and the dial has got deformities. Okay. Some serious rust. Now, this watch did not die a pleasant death. This is what's wrong with European cars. Can I tell you this story?
Of course.
I take it to an independent watchmaker. This is the same guy who serviced my dad's date just recently.
Mm-hmm.
He can't get seals or parts for this watch, and he tells me it's got very limited waterproofing. Don't take it in water. So my dad, what does he do with this Omega? He gave it to his house. He had a house cleaner at that stage who was helping. She was actually a good friend of his too. She was a really nice lady,
Mm-hmm.
and she used to help him because this was after he got divorced. He wanted someone to help him with manage the house,
Mm-hmm.
and he gave it to her, right? Then she started wearing it and using it, and it started continually playing up because water got in. She didn't fucking heed the advice, which is you can't just. I remember the crown because the crown actually rusted out. You know, the whole pin on the end there that rusted off, and he had to put a pin on the end which didn't have the Omega logo on it anymore.
I see.
And then what happened was, then my auntie died, and my dad he inherited my auntie's watch, which was a fucking ugly quartz Omega. I remember getting that serviced, and it was nothing worth fighting over. I said, you just do what you want with it. That's okay. He never offered it. It doesn't matter. Look, it's neither here. Now, this, I believe, is the Polaris. Omega Seamaster Polaris. I remember that gold. I don't know if that was gold. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was a little inlaid gold there. You know what? It was very futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was a smaller one for ladies. And he said, oh, he might get that for my stepmom later on, but he spent enough money, and that's enough at the moment. As I was saying to you before, after they did the extension here, we couldn't afford private schools. My dad said, we're going to get National Geographic, and listen to this, Bear. This is a big purchase. We're going to get World Book Encyclopedia. Not the cheapie, Webster, which you could buy from the supermarket. You know, the Webster Encyclopedia. We were getting World Book.
The best. Mm.
And my mum had a friend of hers who she was always, I don't know, I think my mum's friend was always had you'd call it a side hustle. She always had side hustle. And one time she was selling encyclopedias. She got a good deal for my mum on the World Book. Encyclopedia Britannica was the that was the Patek Philippe of encyclopedias, but they were also very complicated to understand as well.
Right.
You know what? Like World Book was a lot easier. You know, so we got the World Book Encyclopedia, plus I think as a bonus we got the World Book Atlas. My dad still has that. I think he's thrown the encyclopedias away. But we got the bonus Atlas. We didn't get the leather bound ones. We just got the normal ones. Okay. We didn't get the leather bound ones. And that was such a big achievement. My dad said, we've got encyclopedias. And can I tell you a story there?
Hmm.
My dad said to me, he was so poor when he used to go to the Ukrainian club as a kid. They would have Christmas, right?
Hmm.
And they'd have a Santa there. So his parents, because they were embarrassed that they couldn't afford gifts for the kids, they would get an encyclopedia they had at home. They had some cheapy ones,
Mm.
and they'd wrap them up, and that's what they'd get for Christmas was the
Oh man,
encyclopedias. Do you understand that or not?
I understand that very much so.
You
Hmm.
understand or not?
I do, Archie. I understand.
And that's what happened. He got given books. They'd say, "Oh, you got a nice Christmas presents," but they weren't. They were just encyclopedia that the parents wrapped up to give to the Ukrainian. And our Ukrainian Santa, he was so right wing. Let me tell you this. You know, our Ukrainian Santa was so right wing. He had a blue outfit because they didn't they they didn't they didn't
Whatever that,
approve of
the
red.
red
I
communist.
think, who the fuck is this Santa? This blue fucking Santa? You understand?
Oh,
You
you kill me, man.
understand or not?
Oh man. Oh
You
man.
understand?
I do,
And
Archie. I do. I do, brother.
I
Hmm.
gotta tell you, yeah, that's what they got for Christmas, right?
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Blue, blue Santa. Oh shit. I mean, Slav people can be fucking stubborn like you cannot believe. Anyway, going back to the
Yes.
watch journey. So now you are with the Rolex Explorer on your wrist.
Yes,
Is
sir.
this is this now the beginning of the addiction, or what's the story?
Now the funny thing is, before I actually got this watch, before I got
Yeah.
the tens, and I just want to say something to you. So I sold my 1016. I sold that. So I got it in 90.
Did you sell it at a loss? Did you sell it at a gain?
No,
Did
no,
did
no,
you
no, no.
sell it?
I got good money for it. So I bought it for 1,500. I sold it for 7,500,
Okay.
and I bought a day date with the money, a secondhand 18038 day date.
Holy shit! You are baller
Baller.
now. You are
Funny.
it.
The funny thing is, before I got this Rolex in, I remember going to a shop in the Queen Victoria building in Sydney. I went down to Sydney because I had my own business. I went down there. They had it was actually, I went to Sydney for it was a software course for one of the products called Attache. It was an accounting software. And
Mhm.
I went into Queen Victoria building, and I remember, can I show you what watch I never seriously considered it, but I did look at it. Do you want to see it, Bear?
Of course. Well, you had to consider it if you were looking at it. I mean, not seriously considering. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it.
And I actually, I, I, I'm just going to bring this up. I'm going to show you the watch. I actually was considering this, Bear, and I thought, no, stay with the Rolex. Can I bring it up? Can I share this with you, Bear?
Of course. Thank you.
And
Please.
I remember thinking, no, I think I'll stay with the Rolex. Cartier Must D21. I remember looking at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
and
yeah.
thinking, oh, that's a Cartier. I like it. The bullet bracelet. Um, I
Thank
remember
God there's
looking.
some super
Oh,
chats.
look
There's
at
some
that. Look
super
at that.
chats. Thank you so much.
JD, $5. Hey, Arch and Bear, just bought the Panerai PAM 000. Your thoughts on this watch? Let's bring
Well,
it
let's
up, Bear.
yeah, let's bring it up. Let's take a pause. We'll continue. This is interesting story. I am completely getting that you were intrigued by Cartier. That was the period when Cartier represented something very prestigious. So,
Oh, look at this.
JD, congrats, man.
I
Congrats.
like this. So this is like the 112, isn't it?
This is what you usually recommend. Simple, proper PAM.
Simple steel. It's got a base logo. Do you like the logo?
Right?
There's a bit of debate whether you like the logo or not, Bear. What do you think? Do you like the
In
logo?
this case, I do like the logo here. I like it a lot, actually. I like the look of that watch.
It's fucking
This
beautiful.
is very, very, very,
Look at that. Look at that, Bear.
very.
Look at that. Look at that in the wilderness, Bear.
Mm, good job, JD. That's a nice purchase. Congrats, man. Enjoy it in a good health, and God bless you, man. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for helping us out. Much appreciated. Great watch, Arch. Great
Great
watch.
watch. Great. And we've got another super chat here from our friend Mobster,
Mm.
$2. And we've got Mike the Snake is joining the stream.
Hey, Mikey.
Mobster, $2. Bear, Arch Bear, how many watches have you owned? 100? I would have to say that's a good question. I don't know. I never counted them, right? But the thing is, it got a bit tricky because I was working for a guy I started buying and selling them in the 90s. And I was in 2002, I went to work for a guy who was selling, I was doing the internet side. So, that kind of distorts the figures. But I reckon it'd probably 2 or 3, 400 watches, which, to be honest with you, if you're a dealer now, is nothing. If you're
Yeah,
some
but you're not dealer. You were not
no,
dealer. You were what you like to say sometimes a kind of like a mini dealer that was forced to
yeah,
do that
yeah,
to keep it
yeah,
going. Yeah,
yeah,
for me, I would say probably over 100 for sure. I'd say more like a 200 watches in my lifetime. Probably a little more than over 200. I'd say over 200 for sure. Over 200 for sure.
mm.
If I'm counting everything I can count, right?
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I must tell you, I do not enjoy selling watches. Okay, I do not
Neither do I. Neither do I.
enjoy it.
That's why, to be honest with you, I always prefer selling for a lower price to trusted friend dealer that gives me a fair deal, and I don't have to deal with the public. To me, that's just easier thing to do. And
Can I tell you?
and
Oh,
mhm.
we got a super chat from Mr. GMT. $10. $10. Hey boys, hope all is well. Just showing support. Stay sexy, boys.
That is very
Mr.
nice of you,
GMT.
Mr. GMT. Thank you very
Mm.
much. We appreciate any help. We appreciate any support and love, and we're lucky to have a friend like you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And JD, $10. Second question. Building a secondary mini collection consisting of entry level, no complication watches. I have the Rolex Explorer 39, the PAM 000, what's a good third for a three-piece base model? So he's talking simple watches.
Time,
So we've
yeah,
got the
yeah, time.
Explorer 39, Explorer 1, 39 mil, the PAM 000.
Speedy.
No, he
No,
says
no,
no
he wants the
complications.
time mode.
No complications, Mikey.
Oh,
No
no complications.
complications.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
So
That's
Wasn't
I
reading.
actually love the time only watches. I really do, and I can give you some suggestions. If you want to go with Rolex, then I would say OP41 is a good
no.
choice.
You know what, Bear? He's already got the. I
Um,
think it'd be nice. Also, one brand per watch would be a nice add-on because this is a
I also
secondary.
would recommend Tudor 58 or Tudor 54. Those are
Tudor
beautiful choices.
58.
Or
Yeah,
54.
but see, that's technically with the bezel. That's a complication in itself. So maybe he wants to stay away. Just keep it simple. You know what would be a great watch?
Mm.
IWC Pilot, with the big crown.
Yeah, it would be cool. JB
Yeah,
Dix, JBI Dix has a super chat and
Oh
recommendation.
my God, JBIDX, excellent choice. Because
yeah.
that's the Omega Explorer 1, the fucking Railmeister. And you know what? I would go for the 57 version of it. What do you
Of
think?
course.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Actually,
That I am shocked that I did not come up with that. To be very honest with you,
because he wants simple. You seem to
perfect.
That's a
Perfect.
great
Omega
answer.
Railmaster.
Perfect.
Yeah, agreed.
Now, the thing is, that's the non 57. I love the 57 version of it. But you could swing either way. Bear, I'd probably get it on a bracelet. I think 57 would be the pick on a bracelet. Don't
Yeah,
you think?
that's the one. That's the one I have. That's one of my absolutely favorite watches. Even more reason why I'm thinking, what the fuck happened in my head to not think about that watch.
Because I love on the 57, I love that broad arrow hands. I think they're a nice little touch, but you gotta pick it. Whatever's good bang per buck. Bear.
That's actually quite cool. A collection, sub collection, as he says. You have your Explorer 39, you got your PAM 000, and you got this Railmaster, and it's all time only, simple, no complications, timekeeping in its core, and the three quite impressive brands. We got Panerai, we got Omega, and we got Rolex.
Yeah,
A beautiful,
it.
beautiful collection, sub collection.
Love it. Love the whole idea
Awesome.
of it. Love the idea of it too. Just sticking. It's a different avenue that most people don't go down when they're thinking about collecting. And I like it. I think the three choices, the Railmaster's a perfect end to that trio.
Agreed. So, Archie, wanna continue your saga? I'm intrigued now. You are in a store. You're wearing the Explorer 36 millimeter. You're looking at this quite 80s looking, 90s looking Cartier. And
Actually,
you
that was
decide,
before I was still wearing the Omega because
okay.
got delivery of that Rolex yet. But when I was in Sydney, I thought, hey, I'll have a look at, because we didn't have Cartier. Oh, Cartier, you had to go to Sydney. It wasn't in Brisbane. You couldn't get Cartier in Brisbane. Brisbane wasn't big enough city for Cartier. That was international playboys wore Cartier, Bear, not bogans from Brisbane. Okay.
Right. Okay. And where does Journey take you from there? Please do tell. Watch Journey.
So, I always had fascination. see, the thing is, we had no internet. The internet, we had dial-up, right?
Mm.
I was in the computer business, so I had dial-up. Windows, sorry, so internet didn't really become a thing for normal people. You remember Windows 3.1.1, you know, the Windows. So you had to have special software, Alta Vista. You needed to have like a browser. You needed all this different stuff. It was really when Windows 95 came out that you started to get on the internet. Because remember MSN, they had MSN, and that's when you could start chatting and browsing and doing stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Before
JD,
that, you needed to add a video card, you know, to your computer.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. JD, $5. I like the Railmaster option. What about a reverser? And what one? I like the Okay, I would say reverso tribute to 1930. I'd just get the tribute. I reckon a reverso tribute would be simplest, because you've said you want a watch with no complications. The
Bring it
most.
up, Arch. Bring
Okay,
it
let's
up.
bring it up, Arch. Bring it up, Arch. Bring it up, Arch. So we're talking JLC Reverso Tribute. Let's bring this baby up. So I honestly, I mean, you could go for, they've got special colored, just the traditional black is what I would be going for. They actually hold their value, believe it or not. This is the traditional.
We can engrave the metal
I think that,
backside.
look at that. Look at that. Just two-handed. How much more fucking simple and elegant do you want? Absolutely perfect, Bear. Absolutely perfecto. Perfecto. Because the sub collection is simple. Doesn't get simpler than a tribute.
Very true.
Just-
Very true. That's another great recommendation, Arch.
So, you know,
Very
when I
true.
started, I actually, Bear, let me say this to you. I never knew about secondhand watches. See, I came from Brisbane. We didn't have secondhand watch stores. You know, I never heard of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I had, by this stage, had I traveled, I'd been to Ukraine, which I didn't speak Ukraine. I didn't, you know, I went to Ukraine in 97, stopped over Singapore. I didn't really, actually, I didn't leave the airport, confession must be said. I started in the watches when I saw an ad in the newspaper where a guy was selling some watches. I thought, oh, I'd love to see it. And I actually bought 3 off him. Can you believe? Two,
Three. Mm.
sorry.
Oh, I need to hear this, please. Details.
And this was the start. I fell in love with it. I thought, oh, you can get secondhand watches? This is amazing, because they were expensive new. And I got a Cartier, and I bought a Cartier tank, 2 Cartiers, a musty Cartier Circle and a musty Cartier tank manual wind, black dial.
These were the first Cartier watches in your possession.
Yeah. So I had the Rolex. So my next purchase after my 1016 were 2 Cartiers.
I just want to comment what I find fascinating to me personally
Mhm.
is you literally own my 3 favorite brands are Omega, Rolex, and Cartier. And
Well, I
those
didn't
were
have
your
the
3
Omega because
watches.
I gave it to my dad.
No, but you, that was what you owned. That's just, I'm saying you went Omega, then you went Rolex, and now you add in Cartier. It's fascinating to me. Fascinating.
In fact, I'll bring up the watch if you like. So it was a Cartier musty tank black dial. Okay. It basically looked like this, Bear.
You have you had in your head, you like that design. I mean, obviously also probably was a deal, was the name like Cartier, you finally
The
getting the
second watch.
Cartier. The a thicker bezel.
This was it there. Look at this. I thought it was so, actually mine was white gold. It was white gold one, but yeah, it was
I
this
think
one
white
here.
gold is even nicer.
I thought it was so fucking sophisticated. I thought this was so fucking and by the way, it had a scratch, had a big scratch around here at the 8, big scratch on the bezel. It was secondhand. But this watch,
Were they, just curious, to not to interrupt you, but you went
Yeah.
to the guy that was selling, were they really good deal? Like, did you negotiate? Did you, like, how did you approach this? Did the Archie
yeah,
wipe her eyes came on?
I think I paid about
But did you negotiate?
700 and
what he asked?
800. 700 and 800.
Did you negotiate?
Yeah, because they were $1,000 each.
Can you drop the link, Archie? The man with the master plan. The man with the master plan is here.
Man with a plan.
And you know what, Bear? I actually fucking loved this musty Cartier. I love that watch so much. It was quartz. It's gold plated. It's got everything fucking wrong with it. It's 33 mil. But this is why I love the 5107 Patek that I had later on, because this
the thickness of the bezel, yeah, the little bit wider bezel.
smooth bezel. It's just, I'm just saying to you, this is what I really fucking loved. And this watch here, Bear, I loved it so much. I'm embarrassed to tell you this. I had a catalog on it, and I got the catalog framed, the actual photo of this watch framed. I had it on the wall.
That's cool, man.
Like,
that
I'll show
cool.
you. You see this one here? I got the one for the Pateks. I had ones for the Patek. I had that for the Cartier. I got the Cartier framed because I loved it. So, and I had it. I made money on it. I flipped it. I loved it, but it's kind of, it is what it is. JJ, how are you?
Hello, Arch. Hello, Bear. Hello, Mike the Snake. Hello, everyone.
Can you remove the super chat so we can see the boys?
Yes.
There we go.
And
how you doing, JJ?
I got to tell you, you know what the next watch after this was? Because I can't remember all of them. It sort of went da-da-da-da-da-da. But the next watch, can I tell you the next watch after this? And I thought I was so fucking cool. It was a Cartier Santos. And it came from a Sotheby's auction. The guy had got it from Sotheby's.
Nice.
And what it was, the octagonal Santos in steel. I thought, Bear! You know what? I got to tell you a story. I love this watch so much. Let me tell you. I remember I got a mole cut out over here.
That's actually beautiful.
Somewhere. I had a mole cut out, okay? And I remember when I went to the doctor, I wanted to wear a watch I could hold on to give me power, and I wore this Cartier octagonal Santos. It was mid-size. The octagonal, I think, only came in mid-size or small. And I fucking loved it, man. I thought it was so sophisticated. I still had the 1016 when I had this, by the way.
Interesting.
But you know what? I never thought it was too small. I never thought, oh, it's too small. I thought it's a Cartier Santos. It's timeless. It's beautiful. I loved it. Does that make sense?
Well, it was different time. It was the size of the watches was completely different than today.
This is a watch I could picture Christian from Theo and Harris really enjoying.
Yes.
Isn't there I don't know if it's a woman's version, but isn't there one that's very similar to this? The two-tone one, was it the something with a G? I
That's
can't
the
remember.
Galbi?
Galbi,
but
maybe?
that's the rectangular one. This is the octagonal.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably just
But-
this one then, because it's octagonal, but it has the two-tone screws and everything in it.
We got a super chat.
I like the two-tone look
MC
on those.
Morrissey,
Me too.
$5. Hi, Paul and all. Breitling Chronomat 42 silver dial or Tudor Heritage Chrono 70330N black dial. That's the Monte Carlo. It's the Monte Carlo, I think, Bear.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call that up. Okay, let me call it up, Arch. Call it up.
Both are chunky. Both are chunky monkeys. You know, the chunky monkeys. Both of these watches are thick.
But why get the Tudor Heritage if you're at that price point on the Breitling? Why not go up to the new chronograph with the better movement?
I
He
love
likes it.
the
He
Monte
likes
Carlo
it.
is amazing. It's you know what? It's
but
a
it has-
beautiful watch, JJ.
But it doesn't have as good as a
It's
movement,
this.
right?
I love
think it's
these
awesome
Monte.
too.
You know what? Fuck.
Who cares about
If
the
you're saying
movement,
Breitling
man?
Navi Timer, if you're saying Breitling Navi Timer, I'd say Breitling Navi Timer. But if you're looking at a Breitling Navi Timer or a Tudor, go for the fucking Monte Carlo. I love these.
Chronomat 42. He's saying.
Fuck the Chronomat.
Chronomat 42. I
Go
have to
for
agree
Tudor.
with Archie.
I like the
this
blue and
tuner
orange
too.
Monte Carlo.
That's the one I had. It's a beautiful
Yeah, I
looking
think-
watch. I just wish that it's a little bit thinner. And it would be
Yeah,
perfect.
it's thick. It's a chunky monkey, Bear.
But in this case, they're both chunky monkeys, so I'm going to
You
go
know
for
why
this
they're so
chunky
chunky,
monkey.
don't you? Because they got an add-on module for the chronograph, and it can't
Exactly, Pontiff.
We got another
Exactly.
super chat here from Ravon Chef, £2. Pen collection update, Archie. Well, basically, all my pens were taken in the Berg. I've got 3 good pens now. I've got my big Mont Blanc fountain pen, which I really like. I've got a ball pen which Sard gave me, and I've got a second Mont Blanc ball pen which Sard gave me. So 3-piece collection.
We gotta
Nice.
get you a pen safe, Arch. We need a pen safe for you.
No more. I tell you honestly, you know what? I was thinking about getting a Cartier pen again. $600 fucking dollars. I thought, oh fuck. I don't. You know what, Bear? I'm actually going to be selling some shit off soon. You know that? I want to be a minimalist, Bear. I know you're not going to believe this, but 'cause-
And I want to be Brad Pitt, you know,
Speaking-
like fuck me, that.
Speaking of minimalist, when did you get a quote back from Louis Vuitton so you could sell that
they
box?
said it's going to take 13 fucking weeks for a quote. I just said go get the quote. I'm not doing anything.
It's interesting that those weeks don't move. It's always 13 weeks.
It's 13 weeks.
Every
13
week.
weeks. No,
So
I
every
don't push
week-
them. I wanted a quote. You know what? I want to get a quote on it. If I can fix it, I'd rather keep it because I do like the box.
Just
Okay.
don't buy things like that anymore. Like stick with watches, okay? Like don't
Bear,
don't
I'm not buying nothing. I'm not buying anything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
promise. I'm not doing that. Okay.
You got to be
And,
like Jimmy and Goodfellas. What did I tell you? Don't buy anything. Nothing.
Nothing, exactly. I just want to say hi to a few people. Forbin Colossus, Madman is
says-
here. Yeah.
Madman says 13 weeks for a quote. Well, that's because they had to send it to Singapore to see what they can do. So
I want to say hi to Tommy. Tommy, our man Tommy's here. I want to say hi to Jimmy, obviously, our man Jimmy. I want to say hi to Starchy, your favorite Starchy is here, Archie. He's behaving today.
I mentioned Archie in some videos. You know, by the way, Bear, I don't
Yeah.
know if you know, on this ArchieLuxury channel, I have actually I actually posted that video, which people said, could I post that video? I'm going to make it.
Yeah,
soon.
I listened to it today.
Yeah.
You're talking, I'm 50 and I'm depressed, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's
I'm
a good
actually
video
pretty happy.
to be very honest with you. You open your heart. Some assholes are going to take advantage of it and shit on you. The
Sure, of
haters will
course.
always hate. But I think those people who actually care about you will understand you a little better. And we have
Sure.
talking about nice people. We have a Spider McGee super chat $2.
Super chat $2. Pens 10 for $2 at General Dollar. Thank you so much, Spider McGee. And we've got Ravon Chef, £2. Does JJ or Bear have any? Bear loves Mont Blanc. Bear is a huge Mont Blanc fan, and I think JJ, you got a few nice pens as well. You know who got me into the Cartier pen was Sirocco, by the way.
I only got
They're
one
beautiful.
pen.
JJ is a knife guy. JJ was and probably still is. You don't just
Don't fuck
leave
with JJ. He's a nice guy.
Nice. No, I don't fuck with JJ in any shape or form. He collected knives. I have a beautiful collection of. I think I have a beautiful collection of Mont Blanc pens, and I can share with the viewers for super chat of $25. I will bring them all and show you all of them. I collect Mont Blanc, not just pens, but I collect. Like I have a sunglasses, I have a backpack, I have a wallet, I have a keychain, I have I don't know, everything, bracelet, you name it. It's just the passion I have for the brand. I think they produce. I don't like their watches. I'm not gonna bullshit you, but their leather goods and pens are just fantastic. Another super chat from Ryan.
Just real
Ryan
quick, I
Chef.
sent Arch a picture of a pen and a knife I have. That's the last I have. Everything.
What do you mean? You got rid of your knives?
The custom ones, I kept one. I have
Only
two.
one?
I have two. Yeah, I have two high end. One is a Chris Reeve, which is a production. It's like having a Rolex, basically, and the other one is a custom, which is like having like a Journe.
So you sold everything?
Well, I have production ones like Spider Gold, the cheaper ones. I kept a couple of them because I use those. But all the fancy ones, yeah, I sold them off.
Wow.
Yeah, when I got into watches, I kind of let a bunch fly.
I guess so. You can't have it all, right? You
can't always get what you want.
What you want.
You know what it is? Too many hobbies.
You can't always
get what you want. You try sometime.
If you're that deep into too many hobbies, you don't give one enough time. I need to be like all the way in on one. You know what I mean?
True. That is true.
That's why I'm trying to sell my knives off so I can.
Why don't you put them on eBay, Mike? Just let them fly.
That's going to be my next move. I've had them listed on Craigslist.
Can you follow the super chat, Archie, and show what Ryan Chef is asking? He wants to see the Cartier pen that you wanted, Archie.
What happened? You never pulled up my picture. I got.
All right, 1 minute.
Did you super chat?
No, Ravon Chef wanted to know.
1 second. We'll
This
do
is,
it, actually.
Trying to get.
It was the. Here we go. I'll just bring this up here. This one here, Rowan Chef, £2. Pull up the Cartier you wanted. It was actually one of these here. Okay, I actually had it. I had this pen, and I had one with gold trim. It was black with gold trim, rose gold trim. That was stolen in the burglary. I was thinking about replacing it with a white gold palladium type trim, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't need it. It's a lot of money for
and
a
then
pen.
JJ sent you a picture as well that he wanted to see, Ryan.
Yes, let's bring up JJ's picture now. This was the knife that JJ has. Here we go. I'll just take that super chat down. There you go. Oh, very. How much is that knife worth there, JJ?
That's beautiful.
Roughly, probably $2,000 or so, maybe a little more.
That's
These
beautiful.
are handmade knives. Is that right?
Yeah, that's handmade.
Have you
What's
heard
a pen?
Have you heard of Begg knives, JJ?
Yes, I've heard of Todd Begg. This is he's a full-time. This guy's a part-time knife maker. He's actually he makes knives for Al Bundy. What's his name? Ed O'Neill.
Ah, okay.
He's a fan, but he actually has a job doing electric work. This is like his side passion. He does it.
Oh,
And the
very
pen
cool.
is Brian Fellholter. He makes knives as well, but he makes these pens too.
Yeah, I
It's
worked
a beautiful
at
picture.
Big Knives for
How much are the
3.5
pens?
years.
How much is
pen's
that pen?
300 maybe, something like that. 250.
Not bad. The
Nice.
knife is gorgeous. The knife is gorgeous. We have a super chat from my Canadian fellow here, RPM.
RPM $7. Thoughts on the new Parker 51?
Well, I like Parker. I know Archie will probably consider that too cheap, but I love Parker pens, and Parker 51 is fountain pen, quite good value, $100. I personally think it's a great pen. I personally think it's a good buy to be used.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily collectible, but it is a good value pen. I like Parkers.
How do these compare to the Duofold?
use
The
it
Duofold
daily.
is the Duofold is their Rolls Royce pen, isn't it? That
Yeah,
was also in the burglary. I had a Duofold for years. You know,
right. I like Cross. I like Parker. I mean, those are good usable pens. Like this is my my silver. I always use it. It's all dark now. My silver Parker, right?
Oh, wow.
But I use it. And my Cross. My Cross is
Mhm.
another one I use regularly. It's just a good pen. It's a good pen. Parker is a good brand. It's a Tissot. It's a Tissot of pens.
Yes.
We have a super chat from a dear friend, Real World Curly, a big, juicy super chat. Thank you, Curly. Thank you, brother.
Real World's Curly, $20. Here we go. We've got We've got Tan, Zeal, Bear, and Archie. I believe that since the heavy breather in Florida now only plays videos and audio clips from your channel, you should revise your content use policy since he has joined forces with Timok. Fuck him.
You know, what he's referring to, if you remember, we said anyone can use your content. So you should probably change that because the Watch Nicholas channel is not in existence anymore. And the heavy wet breathing old geezer from Florida continuously uses the clips, taking them out of context. So maybe you should send him a message that if he uses anything ever again from your content, he will be dealt with. It's up to you, obviously, but I do agree with Curly. If he actually uses it in a healthy manner, plays the whole concept, the whole thing, but his hatred toward you prevails, and he ultimately plays just the segments that fit his disgusting, obsessive narrative. So, Archie, do you have any message for this old, miserable, lonely, wet man?
Who are we talking about?
Exactly. Lexter Dexter.
Look, if you're taking stuff out of context and putting me in a shithouse light everything, obviously, I revoke access to my videos. Please don't use my clips. Okay? I don't want to be involved in your fucking negativity. Okay? So don't make me make a complaint about the usage. Okay?
Done.
Please don't use my stuff. Okay? Simple as that. Please don't use my stuff.
Cease and desist, you old geezer.
Exactly.
Next super chat.
We didn't play any song for Real World Curly's $20.
I agree. Archie, bees
Yes,
and honey and bears and all
Baby
kind of
cow.
shit. Oh, baby cow, maybe, yeah.
Baby cow.
Or
Yeah.
whatever you think is
Whatever
best for
you want.
Curly. Curly deserves it. Curly is the man we
Baby
love
cow
and respect.
going mad in a field.
Field!
Feel so
Baby
goddamn
cow.
real. Baby cow going mad in a field. Growing up to be so somebody's meal. Baby cow, why don't you shake that ass? And I'll reward you with some blades of grass. Baby cow.
Thank you, Curly. Super chat from Ryan Chef, $2, please.
Here we go. Super chat.
Not
from
$2, two British pounds. My apologies.
My business partner took my JFK Mont Blanc.
I
You
love
need
the
to ask
JFK
it for it
Mont
back. I
Oh,
want my pen
man.
back. When do I get my pen back? And then I just take it out of the profit split. Low tier tactical $10. I think the Chris Reeve is a good snub. Opening it to open a box or writing in the pocket. I think it delivers the right delivers the right amount of pretentiousness to those in the know. What's he talking about, Bear? I think that Chris
Reeve is a knife maker. Chris Reeve makes like the
Oh.
Sebenza, the Nkosi. They're like the Rolex of knife making. Everybody wants one. They go over retail. Not all of them, but the special ones.
Do they like go when you say they actually do go over retail because they're limited edition? They sell out, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the regular ones they just take a long time to get. But they'll sell used on the secondary for less, but it's a different thing than a watch. You know what I mean? Like you're cutting stuff, so it's a little different. But like the exclusive special editions, yeah, some of them go way over.
Right? Yeah.
What is that noise?
That's me screwing up. Don't worry about it. Just keep explaining.
Some of them go way over retail. I have one I bought at a custom knife show. It was a special for the show. And I think I paid $700, and someone offered me $1,800 for it like a month later, and I just didn't want to sell that one. I was like, no. Yep. Now they forget it's like $4,000.
I really like the one you have on the picture. That's the one you kept, right?
That's a different one. That's not a Chris Reeve knife, though. That's a custom made knife. The Chris Reeve is a production knife. That's why I said it's like
how much are they?
The regular ones are like $350, 400, 450, depends. Something like that.
Do you have any for sale from those?
No. I only have one left, and I'm never selling that one. Okay. And if I did sell it, I would have to get like the $4,000 for it that they're going for. But even then, I don't want to sell it.
I think you've got to be in the right frame of mind. Sometimes it's not just selling something when someone offers you money. You've got to be in the right frame. I mean, you bought it for yourself. You didn't buy it to sell to somebody else because they offer you.
No, I had no idea it was going to be worth that much. I mean, I knew it was maybe go like if I paid $7, I could probably sell it for like $8 or $9. But
yeah,
can we see the picture of that one too?
Yeah, I have to find it. I don't know if I have it on.
If you can.
Okay, yeah, let me take a look and see if I can find it. Oh, I got a picture of it. All right.
Spider McGee, $2. Mike, Craigslist is for hobos. eBay them.
Yeah, nobody's going to buy a custom knife on Craigslist. I've never heard of that. They buy like vacuum cleaners on that. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I haven't been
eBay.
super actively trying to sell them. I just started.
What do you mean? You just said you're trying to sell them, aren't you?
I am, but I mean,
Super chat from Madman, $30. Bear, $30.
$30. Full screen, Archie. Full screen, Archie.
Full screen, Archie. Here we go. $30.
We love you, Madman. Super chat.
Love you, Madman. Madman, $30. Fike, Docs, and Crappy. Long live the Pontiff. Shout out to Cosmic for yesterday's topic. Loved it. And JJ for today.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
JJ, I know you sent to me the picture, but I'm actually using the phone for this.
I got it.
I sent it to Archie too. I just sent it to you in case he was too. I just sent it to you in case he was too lazy to pull it up.
JG, I did check on eBay for big knives, and I found one identical to one of the ones I'm selling. I think they were asking $5,000 for it. It was brand new in the box, though. Mine's not. and so I have to kind of assess the price to it. And
or you could just start it up on a Sunday evening around, I don't know, 5 p.m., let's say, and just start it at $1 bid and let it run for the week and see who bids on it.
True.
That's usually the best way,
I
because
wanted to go cheap, but JJ, you know
The
what I mean?
the key is the good pictures. The key is the good pictures.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, I like that.
Those are
I sold
sweet.
the top one foolishly because I said, how many do I need? I'll keep the best one, the bottom one.
I gotta be honest with you, I still like the other one better.
The top one?
No, the blue, the one that you had with Explorer too. Fucking gorgeous.
They're different.
But this is
styles.
gorgeous. They're different styles. This is beautiful, man. Beautiful.
And we got a super chat from Juco Ted. Juco Ted Bear.
Duco Ted.
Juco Ted says, super chat for the best 4-piece meal deal panel.
Oh,
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
he's a classy guy. Classy guy. We
You know,
love you,
Archie
Duco Ted.
shortened up his name, I think, on purpose. He just wants to be known as Duco now.
Oh, okay. Juco. Sorry.
I just made that up. He didn't say that to me, but I'm assuming that's why he made it shorter.
Okay.
It was a good live stream yesterday, JJ.
Oh, thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think the 3-piece was the best one of the week, but that show.
The three piece was the best of because of participation of people and putting their pictures together. But it was a good dialogue. It was a good dialogue, and I enjoyed it. It's good to have a good panel. Good panel makes the whole difference.
Yeah,
for sure.
Speaking of good panel, thank you to Duco for hanging out with us last night. He was on the
Well,
panel.
that's actually seeing him super chatting reminded me. He's a great panelist. So if you can jump on ArchieLuxury, hey, always welcome. Just so you know. And I want to say hi to Bright Blue Comet, one of very awesome and very intelligent man.
Yes.
I just love Bright Blue Comet.
He's a great guy.
Nice to see you. Yeah, nice
I
to
actually
see
met him
you.
twice. Very good guy.
Yeah, and nice to see you in our chat. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. So Archie, where were we? What are we talking about? We went we enjoyed your monologue, which was actually quite impressive. I don't know if you followed, JJ. It was a great monologue for today's topic. I think Archie did a great job.
Yeah, we started out talking Cartiers.
Yeah. We got to Cartiers. Archie finally gets. He discovers two things. He discovers that watches can be sold on a secondary market, and he discovers love for Cartier.
Yeah, he also discovered he likes gold-plated quartz watches.
Yeah. And then he discovers that he likes a flat, wider bezel, which later on translates into his and my favorite Calatrava of his. Very cool. Very cool, Archibald.
Exactly right there. And we've got another super chat's just come in from Madman, $5. Mike the Snake, go to Slice. It's in Cali and sell the bag on consignment. They move that well there.
I'll check it out. I've got three bags for sale, but I'll check it out.
If you want to do consignment, Mike, I know a guy in Arizona Custom Knives. They're secondary. They sell a lot of watch. They take professional photos of it. They put it on.
I've talked to him. Yeah.
Who'd you talk to? Forrest?
Arizona Custom Knives.
What they say?
And I just inquired about what it would cost, or what his consignment rates were and stuff like that.
They're industry standard. I think they're like 15%, something like that.
I think maybe it's more like 20. But regardless, I really haven't actively put the energy into really pushing these hard to sell.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
you wouldn't have to do much energy. They send you a label.
I'm not a knife guy as much as I am a watch guy, and I've got.
Right. But if you sell it on consignment, what I'm saying they'll send you a label. You put it in a box and mail it out. You don't have to do anything else. That's it.
True.
That's the reason they get
between
20%.
these three. If I sold them all for what I want, I'd have enough to buy a decent watch. So that's just my thinking.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just say fuck it and get rid of it. They have it is these places. Not only just them. I mean, I don't care who you use. I have no affiliation with any of them, but you could try a slice or whatever. But these
does it ever worry you if you send them on consignment, you may not get nothing?
No,
your money...
these places have been around for years. The thing is, Arch, they have a huge. It's like having like luxury bazaar sell you a watch for you. Basically, is how I could explain it. They have a huge client list, so every time a new inventory comes in, there's an email goes out to thousands of knife buyers or watch buyers. You know what I mean? And they see the new inventory. So, yeah, and plus they take professional photos, so they look beautiful. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of consignment places like that. They do all the work for you. They label it. They come up with a price.
Actually, Loose Goose has a great suggestion for you, Mikey. You should get an intern.
Get an intern?
Kind of like when Kramer gets an intern on Seinfeld. Just get an intern. It will help you tremendously. There we go. We go. Super chat.
Loose Tooth, $2 towards Mike intern.
There you go. Yeah, no, I could definitely use an intern.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Bear, we were saying before, Cartiers, I was going down this road here, and the reality is, Bear.
Well, we have a guy who gave us a topic today on the live stream, so why doesn't he give us a little bit? We know a lot about JJ, but not really. How did JJ get into watches? What was
the
thing that triggered young JJ to become a watch geek?
The first watch, I remember very clearly. The first watch was probably 4th grade or so. Everyone started getting like the triathlons and having relay races in school and timing it. And I was like, oh man, I gotta get one of these. And I remember having the hardest time picking between the Iron Man with the black with the orange, or the Timex triathlon was like black and red, and I was going back and forth. And then I got the black and red one, and then I wished I got the other one because it was bigger. And
orange is cooler. Orange was cooler. I'm sorry to tell you that. So that was your first watch?
That was my first watch that I remember, yeah, for sure.
But that's the watch. That's the first watch. But what was the gateway? What was the watch that made you...
Oh, like luxury watches? Like expensive watches?
No. What? It doesn't have to be luxury. What was the watch that actually said, you said, fuck, I love watches, man. I wanna hoard and possess?
Probably, I mean... There's been a few throughout the years. I've always liked watches, but I never went like crazy to get a lot of them. Like I like that watch. Then a couple of years later, Swatch was like super cool. Everyone wanted a Swatch, so I had like a neon. It was called, actually, if you look up Swatch like taxi stand or something, you'll see that's the one I had. That was like 7th grade, so that was a few years later. Then in high school, I had the remote control watches because we used to fuck with the teachers and shut off all the. It was more about utility. I mean, I guess the Swatch was kind of the style back then, but I had that watch. Then I noticed in high school, like some kids started getting expensive watches, like Rolex and stuff. And everyone liked Movado back then. Like if you weren't spending for Rolex, you would get a Movado. I had one of those. Then that was the only watch I had for a while. Then I got in 99 or 2000. It's like right around when I was finishing college, I got the Breitling, the Crossman, and I wore that for years before I got another watch. After that, I got the Panerai. That's when I started getting really into watches, like buying. Oh,
you were Paneristi. You got into Panerai.
Yeah, I had a 112. 112 was the one with the date with the seconds at the 9 o'clock, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I had the 112. Then I had the Explorer 2. Then I got the Datejust Wimbledon dial. That was when I bought that used. I bought both of those used. I bought the Explorer 2 for $5,200, and I got the Datejust, I think, for around $9,000, $9,500. And then it was it. It was on from there.
The rest is the myth, the legend, the JJ. Why did you have chose the JJ Lacoute name as your YouTube avatar. What
it
was
was
the
just
reason that such a brand like that actually signifies you when realistically that's not your favorite brand?
oh it wasn't that deep. It was really just to make fun of Arch because he used to say JJ LeCoute, and it was I spelled it like that, just JJ LeCoute. I thought it was a funny name, you know.
So are you telling me you started as an Archie stroll?
Yes, yeah, exactly. It was just trolling Arch. Yeah.
Talking
Then
about trolls, we have your favorite troll super chat here, Archie. Sir Bell, 67.
Sir Bell, let's get this super chat up on the screen. $2. AC, Google Kentucky Klondike Bar and read it. Ooh, I think we need
To
a bit
read,
more.
wait, listen, Sir Bell. To read, I told you, it's a $25. $2, you can troll and do this your thing and you read it. But to actually pay attention, Google this and that, for this kind of stuff, $20, my man. All right. And we have Patrick is here. Talk about trolls. They're coming in large numbers.
We've got AD never calling $10. Worthless, lazy, kind, smart, loser, decent, respectful, dead ends, lave rat, talented, not a watch guy, not a knife guy. All words to describe Mike the fucking snake. Go, Mike, go! You Viking slob.
Shit. Fucking Patrick. Fucking Patrick. You're going to trigger him, Patrick. You do realize that. Holy shit. Anyway.
glad it wasn't me. Jeez.
Yeah, fuck me dead.
Mm.
But he is kind. He does have something here like kind, smart, decent, respectful, talented. Yeah, so it's not all bad. It's just as a package sounded a little harsh. A bit harsh, as Big Dave would say, a bit harsh. And talking about old school people, Dan Redkey, $2.
Dan Radke, $2 here, Bear. Here we go, $2. Evening all, long time no see.
Welcome back, Dan.
Nice to see you, Dan. And Mikey, what was the trigger for you? What got you into watches? How did that happen? What specifically, what watch, what event, why watches? What was the reason to be into watches? Mikey?
Mike's plotting. He's writing
As
out
a
his
child,
who to
I
kill
told
list
you
right
about
now.
my father, me not going to sleep until.
No, hang on. You're not gonna kill Patrick. Are you searching for the tickets to Texas?
Yeah.
Don't kill him. Don't kill him.
Why is
Calm
Mike
down.
suddenly Googling one-way flights to Dallas right now?
Go ahead, Mikey. Go ahead.
No, but as a 3-4-year-old, my dad's Seiko 6139 was my security blanket. He would strap it around my ankle. I wouldn't go to sleep without it. He'd steal it back in the middle of the night. That was my first interest in watches, and it remained. And then later on in life, when I was doing very well and I had enough money to do so, I went and got my first luxury watch, which was a Submariner date. I think it was a Y or an M serial number. No holes.
So the first luxury watch for you was actual Rolex sub.
Yes, yeah.
You didn't fuck around, man. You went boom. You went straight for the
I walked
Rolex.
in and said I want a Submariner, and my jeweler had a number of them, and I chose one and bought it. And then after that, I think I bought a Speedmaster, listening to Archie, watching Archie's show, and then I bought a.
Can I ask you? Did you go specifically for the one that Archie was always pushing and recommending, the Hazelite closed back case back?
Oh yeah, no, I went for the Man on the Moon Hesselite standard, classic. I wanted the Man on the Moon. I had a chance to buy a pre-moon, and just didn't know enough about the Speedy. But it was before I was like even semi-knowledgeable about watches. I should have snapped that up as fast as I could, but later on, I realized that a Speedy is just kind of part of your beginning watch collection, so I nabbed it. Then I got a Sea Dweller. Then I bought a few Pams. I bought another Sea Dweller. And I had a no
Can
date
I ask
sub.
you something? How old were you when you got that first sub? Like, what age were you?
Oh, 40.
And how did you feel? What was like?
Oh,
Was it a
felt on top of
special
the
feeling?
world. The problem
Like,
is
no, no.
nobody around me understood me. Like I was like, check out my new fucking, my badass new watch, and everybody's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. No need to show this to you any longer.
Mike, I got
And
a question.
honestly, nobody
Yeah.
that I know in my circle gives a shit about anything that I'm into, really. So,
Did wearing
JJ,
did wearing wristwatches get in the way when you were racing remote control cars? Like, because you need like your wrist to be flexible. Like, did the watch
actually,
get in the way?
that all happened before I got into the watches,
Oh,
the model racing cars. So no, I that all happened before I got into the watches.
do you think anyone wears them, or do they need like wrist agility?
Oh yeah, no. Later on, when I was accomplished and ranked nationally, and went to one of the bigger races down south, there were a number of people in the model race car community that are really big Invicta fans. And on the forums and stuff, they show their collection. That's like 100 large. They're into just getting every model that they make, and they're just like huge Invicta fans. And I remember this one guy at a race. He's like, cool watch, what do you got? And he's like, check it out, I got Invicta, and he showed me this big black Invicta, and I just kind of showed him my watch. I just held my arm out, and he just looked at me and went, fuck. He's just like trumped him, like just smushed him, into the dirt. And I didn't say anything beyond that. It just was kind of like nothing needed to be really said. But at that time, I was doing really well, and so I had a number of nice watches.
Is that what the trophy is behind you for, the racing, or no?
That's for California champion. Yeah, I was the California champion racing quarter scale off road, and I also got 5th in the nationals that year, same year.
pretty cool, man. Super chat from one and only wonderful godfather of the channel, CB himself, $5.
CB, $5 here. Fantastic. Actually, just get the super chat up here, Bear. Sorry for the delay.
That's okay. That's okay, Archie. You did good today, Archie.
$5. The mother of all questions is not how I got into watches. It's how can I get out so that I will have some retirement money.
Actually, to be honest with you, it would be interesting to find out how somebody like CB got into watches and when, and what was his first watch. That would be quite interesting. I always enjoy collectors' conversations. I find it intriguing. Like how they think. What was the path they took and why? What triggered them? Why specific type of watches and so on? At least,
sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
no problem. And that's okay. Don't interrupt. You don't have to apologize if you don't interrupt. So now we have a super chat from OG Baby Girl, $10.
Here we go. We've got a super chat from OG Baby Girl, $10. Mike's the kind of guy you call a ride or die. Very hard to find. Mike's the kind of guy you call a ride or die.
He's a ride or die friend, Arch. That means no matter what, he's always going to be there.
He's there for you. Thank you so much.
Well, Archie,
Baby
always
Girl.
said that. And you have a super chat from the guardian of the chat room, one and only Pavel.
Here we go. We got a super chat from Pavel, great supporter of the show, $2. California champion, amen. King of California.
It's him, not amen.
And that was the only national Southern California versus Northern California race in existence at the time. So basically, whoever won that race was basically the champion of California. The race was called King of California, and it says so on the trophy. And that was kind of Southern California is the hotbed of all the races. All the best guys in the world live down there. They came up to our track. I smashed them almost in 2 classes. And my friend, we drove up in a truck. Everybody had motorhomes. We drove up in a truck, and my friend took the buggy class. I took the truck class, and we drove out of there with our shitty little truck and just took every event there was to have there. But like I have to say, like I'm not as much a knife guy because when I worked there, I had intentions of learning the trade. I wanted to walk out of there knowing how to make custom knives, not just here machine these screws to 30,000 7-inch long and sand these flats until they're perfect and assemble these 20 knives and they had me all
Thank
over
you,
the
Mikey. I
place.
appreciate that. We have a super
Okay.
chat from Madman, $5 Australian.
Madman from Australia, $5. I'm surprised there isn't more G-Shock love today. They hooked me hard as a teenager. See, I was a bit young for that. See, in my day, the G-Shocks.
JJ is a G-Shock guy, right?
Oh, yeah, I
when we
love
were young, the G-Shocks did not exist.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't even remember them until I was older. They had like Iron Man, Timex, Triathlon, like stuff like that. No, I don't remember there being any G-Shocks. I wonder. That's a good thing. I gotta look that up. When did G-Shock come out?
They've never crossed my radar. I've never even looked them up.
I actually got into G-Shocks.
Oh, 83 they came out. Yeah, I guess I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, later when they became popular on YouTube and so on. We have another super chat. Thank you guys for great support. We really appreciate you. We even have a larger viewership tonight, which is also appreciated. Here's Mick with $10 US, the real dollars, actually.
Okie dokie. We've got a fantastic super chat here. Thank you so much, Mick. $10 for Mike the Snake's plane ticket to Texas Fund.
Very good. Very good.
Is that
that's
Texas? What's
closer.
TX? Plane ticket to TX, Texas. Where else would that be, Bear?
Texas. See, Mike is going to go visit Patrick to discuss some details with him.
Sure.
And we got CB! $5. The trigger is pretty boring. It was a Christmas gift from my parents when I was 8 years old. An Omega Seamaster Chrono Blue Dial. Still have it.
Nice.
Send me a pic on WhatsApp, CB, if you can. I'd love to
That's
see.
not how fucking. Hang on. I find this hilarious. It's boring. Like an 8-year-old Omega Seamaster Chrono Blue Dial. Still have it. That's boring. That's not boring. We need to see the picture of the watch.
Yeah, that's
we
classic.
need to talk about. Like, fuck me, Dad. That like, what's wrong with you, CB? Please, if you have a picture of that watch, we would love to see it. 8 years old, also. Fuck. Come on, Archie.
Yes, sir.
Come closer.
Yes.
Old money, Archie. Old money.
Old money. That's exactly it.
Hey Archie, I've got a brother that's just moved to Texas, and there's a slim chance I may follow him there.
Oh shit!
You should do it, Mike. You know who else did that move from California to Texas? Elon and every other Republican.
I think
that's
Todd
true.
Begg may have done that too.
That's good one, Mikey. I like that. That.
No, he's opening up a huge facility from his company that he owns, and he's keeping his house up here but moving down there so he can live at both places. And there's a slim chance that I may move down there.
Maybe you could sell your Todd Begg knives down there somewhere.
Yeah, no, I think I can sell my Todd Begg knives anywhere if I just put a little energy into selling them. I just haven't.
Yeah, or just get someone else to sell them for you,
You can
the
also
consignment.
you can also
consignment deal.
hang you can also hang around with regularly with Patrick. You can be buddies in real life.
Very cool. I'd love it.
Yeah, Chingao, Texas. Yeah,
Chingao.
Yeah, you could start up the Texas chapter of Chingao.
You know, you can
Who would you
also
put in charge of the California chapter?
Archie, can you bring up the real world curly comment? I think it's actually interesting comment. I really do.
Yes, sir.
The last comment from our man Curly.
Here we go. Our last. Just getting it up now. Just hang on.
The peer pressure comment.
Yep, there we go. Here we go. Look at this. The peer pressure of the Archieverse made me buy a Tissot just to find out it's a shitter. I was tired of hearing, why are you here and you don't even own a watch? Well, I got a shitter, so go fuck yourself.
There you go, guys.
Perfect.
So
No,
just so you know,
hey, man.
Curly told you to fuck off. And by the
Well-
way, I don't know if it's a shitter. The way I kind of look at the watches, and I went with a very intelligent YouTuber, Pontiff, they call him. A shitter is a watch really described as the watch that's not worth repairing. So basically disposable watch. Watch that you simply, when it breaks down, you discard. If the watch is worth repair and service, then it does not classify as a shitter. Super chat from Spider McGee.
Spider McGee, $2. Texas is the last free place on earth.
Yeah,
There we go.
you can walk around.
Interesting
You can
comment.
walk around with a gun on a holster on your belt, as long as it's out in the open and visible. You can. The gun laws there are very, very lax. It's one of the true last places of freedom. Arizona as well.
You can conceal carry there as well.
You can
Super
what?
chat from
Conceal carry.
Godfather
Yeah.
CB, $5, guys. $5. Thank you, CB.
$5. Here we go. $5 from my good friend CB. The second one was a real connoisseur one. Still a classic today that I bought with my summer little jobs money. So I'm just going to bring up the picture of the CB. This was given to him. His parents, I got to tell you the truth. My parents would never be giving me
Oh my
Omega
God.
chronographs.
Archie,
Jesus. Yes.
come closer, closer.
Yes.
Closer. Old money.
Old money. It's fucking beautiful, isn't it?
That is.
That's a great watch.
Oh, CB says $2.
CB's $100
Archie,
bills. They
you
have
skipped
black
the
hair on
first.
them.
Go back. Okay, so let's just go back. Sorry.
You fucked it
CB,
up.
CB.
You know that, Arch?
You have
CB's
seen it
$100
before.
bills.
Pull it up.
Benjamin Franklin
Here we
has
go.
black
This
hair.
is yes. Look at this. This is the watch. You've seen it before. Pull it up. So that's the CB. This is the trigger is pretty boring. It was a Christmas gift from my parents when I was 8 years old. An Omega Seamaster Chrono Blue Dial. Fuck, that's beautiful.
Is that the watch?
Is that the original? I think that's quite beautiful, isn't it?
If so, it's been kept up very well.
Mm,
Or it appears to be.
absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
He's asking you to pull the second one, Archie. $5 super chat, by the way.
Yes, sir. The second one. Oh, okay. Sorry. The second. This was the Hoya Ortavia, which is actually quite a beautiful watch. Let's bring this up. And there we go.
Oh man, love the bracelet. Beads of rice. Nice.
They're quite collectible. Those Ortavias are quite collectible, Bear.
Yeah.
Pull
Great
up the
watch.
second one. This is the second one here. This is the Ortavia. Look at that. $5 CB. Fuck, what was he doing? Cleaning Ferraris? What's he doing in his summer? Just remember, his dad had a Maserati when they were not a fucking bi-turbo. We're talking when they were real expensive.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Cleaning Ferraris. JJ, his part-time summer job, cleaning Ferraris.
Not a bad idea.
That's a good idea, man. It reminds me like a Caddyshack. You know, you get to be caddy to some really wealthy guy. That's a good gig. That's a good gig.
Caddyshack.
I'll show you my very first watch. If you want to see it, I mean, I rebought it actually from eBay. I found exact watch as I owned. It is from the Swiss company called Darville. My parents bought it for me. Why was Tommy hidden by Ron the Shrink?
He unhit him. Maybe it was an accident. No, he was unhidden by Ron. He was hidden by ABC.
Yeah, can you? Oh yeah, please. Let's not. Yeah, okay. He unhid him. Thank you, Ronnie. So here is my very first watch. Obviously, this is not the one that was. Yeah.
Oh, that's not the actual one.
But it's exactly from that
what happened
time.
To the actual one.
Wow.
I don't remember.
Sharp watch.
Darville.
Wow.
I just wanted to own the watch that was my very first. It's a mechanical winding, not automatic. Archie 17 rubies. It tells you on the actual watch. It was kind of like a micro
stuff then, wasn't it? That was important
to
know.
Oh, the most important. I think my dad mentioned it like about 150 times. We got your watch with 17 rubies, and they brought it from Trieste. All the Yugoslavs were going shopping there. They had actual boutique, and this was my very first mechanical watch. I was around 10, 11.
Wow.
And that's the watch bloomer. I had.
Late bloomer.
Super chat from CB.
CB, $5. Here we go. What are you guys talking about? I was a poor boy from poor family, and the summer job was painting doors. Yes. Look, you know, the fascinating thing is he obviously loves them to remember these. You know, he's kept these watches, hasn't he? They weren't just garbage.
Right.
They were real.
Oh, they're quite impressive pieces.
Exactly right.
This is, I think, 34 or 32. It's a 35, I think. I don't know. Small watch. What is that sound? Is that you,
That's me. I'm just I'm in the chat trying to figure some stuff out.
You're just a poor boy from the poor family. No need to mute.
No, I muted the sound on the phone.
Okay.
I'm doing multiples, Bear. I'm on the platform here. I'm on the phone in the chat. I don't even get 30 an hour. Fuck.
Imagine that.
Oh.
Not easy.
It's not easy being an unpaid intern, you know.
Unpaid. That's what Mike needs to get. Unpaid intern.
Arch, you look like you've been losing some weight. Is that because of stress or that? Bad. That fits you really good. What size is that?
Yeah.
It's a 30, 34, I think.
Because it looks small, but it still fits you well.
But that's because they put it on this. That's why I put it on this strap, because it elongates these ends, so it looks actually bigger. It's actually NATO strap, leather NATO strap, but the way it kind of goes on this. If I put this on a regular leather strap, it looks like an old man watch. But in this case, it actually kind of looks cool. Do you agree?
Very
it's
cool.
lifted up a little bit off your wrist.
So, Bear, what year was?
Well, that was That was something like 70s, mid 70s.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love this watch.
Hmm.
Very, very classy. Mm.
Very, very
But,
classy indeed.
Yeah.
That's one
Wow.
cool thing about watches is they oftentimes are things that are handed down, or you obtain through succession, and people hang on to them, for their lives. It's not like just this item they got that's worth X amount. Like, I would never sell my dad's Seiko that he gave me. I would let every other watch go before even I wouldn't let that watch go. It just wouldn't happen because it came from my dad, who I love dearly, and so that's that.
Yes. Now that's the important thing, is that these things, it's funny, Bear, it's funny you don't realize that these things are so important, Bear, do they? Like later on in life, you want to recreate and buy them again.
Correct.
And that's I get it. I completely get that. And that's the important thing, is that the memory. It's funny, you've actually traced it down and managed to buy one of these watches again. And how do you feel having it now? Did you ask your dad for the original one, or where's that gone?
Oh, nobody knows. I next watch after that was Seiko. Seiko was the next watch. My dad was a watch guy, so that's where my influence came from.
CB has sent me another watch that he bought as a kid.
Mhm.
Let's have a look. I'm just bringing it up now. And these were expensive. Look at this. A Hoya Chrono Split.
That's cool. That
This
is
reminds
very
me
cool.
of something else. What does this look like? Bear, help me out here. Arch, help me out here. Somebody got to know. What does this look like? I can't remember. Doesn't this look like there's a similar watch that looks like this that's, a good brand?
Well, this is a Hoya. This is not really... That would have been expensive in the
I'm
day.
a good
Omega,
brand, like this.
Omega had watches like this as well.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about.
I'm thinking of a specific one with a digital layout like this. It was like a good brand, like on the Hoya level.
Spider McGee, $5. My ebooks don't sell that well, so 150 Tissot watch is all I can afford and all I need. I watch Archie for aspirational entertainment. Bear, what do you think of that?
I think that's good. I like that.
Spider
I
McGee.
like it very much.
Another super chat from CB. I even got into the quartz crisis. Archie, pull it up. This is the Chrono Split. CB, I would love to know how much was this?
It's actually cool. Does he still have this? He still has this?
Actually, he didn't say. He doesn't say. CB, let us know, because I would love to know the story of this. I would love to know. What do you think?
CB, no question about it. CB, super chat $5.
Super chat. CB,
Where have you been?
$5. Here we go. You can say what you want, but I was a collector from the very beginning. I am pretty proud.
Yeah, I can tell that. My first luxury watch in the early 90s was Rolex Precision manual wind.
Precision.
Manual wind. I sold it.
Rolex
that watch
Precision manual wind.
Yeah, that watch didn't really get me going, to be honest with you. Plus, the kid was young. The expenses were high.
Yes.
Struggle was there. So to be honest with you, I wasn't in a mode of collecting numerous watches. That was my daily. It was a good watch. I had next to that, I had Movado, because as JJ mentioned, Movados were quite popular. It was like a black dial, onyx style black dial with just at 12 noon, right? They were popular, right? So, and it was gold plated. There was like a dress watch, and Rolex Precision was daily. You bringing it up, Archie, or no?
Yes. You send it to me. Where are you sending it, Bear?
Not sending it anywhere. Just Google it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Google.
Sorry. That was the
No,
Rolex Oyster Perpetual. Just give it to me, Bear.
Rolex Precision. That's it. Rolex Precision mechanical wine. Rolex Precision. Simple as that.
Precision. Rolex Precision. Okay,
Not Oyster Precision, Rolex Precision. That's okay, Archie. Don't worry.
I got it, Bear.
Okay.
So, was it an oyster case? No.
No, it wasn't oyster case.
It was steel or gold plated? What was the case?
Steel. Regular steel watch on the strap, not
like
on
the
a bracelet.
Rolex Precision
there you
like
go.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
How much?
That
how
was
much
my
did
daily.
Oh, what
I
size? This is
paid,
like a 30. What are they? 30 mil or 34?
34.
You paid how much?
I paid. I think I paid like a $550, $600.
Yeah. Do you want to buy that back again?
No, because I just mentioned it didn't really affect me much. I'll tell you the watch that triggered me and started me to be a watch geek, and I really, really loved it. It was the Omega Planet Ocean.
Yeah.
I'll give you the reference number. 232
Okay, sorry,
dash
I'm just calling it up. Sorry, so this is the Omega you're talking about.
Omega
232. Yeah.
dash 30
Yeah.
dash 42
Yeah.
dash 21
Yeah.
dash 01
Yeah.
dash 002. That was my gateway watch.
Oh, Planet Ocean. Fucking hell. That's a nice watch, Bear.
Yeah.
That's a very
That's
nice. So, what year was
that's
this?
prob-
What year?
That was 2006, 2007. I remember I actually arranged to buy this watch from the dealer. I traveled to Toronto. I booked a luxury hotel room.
Wow. You went with Bunny or by yourself?
Yeah. No, Bunny and I, we made a whole event out of it.
What
It
year,
was
Bear?
arranged
What year was this again? What year was this? Sorry.
2007, I think. I'm remembering 2007, 2000, maybe 8, 2007.
Okay.
And that was the watch that really triggered me and made me appreciate luxury so much. That wasn't really, because honestly, Precision did not feel luxurious, but this watch felt amazing on the wrist.
You also have a love for orange watches, don't you, Archie? Is this where it came from? Or Bear?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I saw it, it was available for sale. I remember I did not even negotiate much. I was just ready. I was ready to pull the trigger.
Oh,
and
do you remember how much you paid for it?
It was under 5 or something like that.
Sorry, what year did you say this was? What year?
2007, for God's sake. How many times are you going to ask me? Why you asking me this?
2007. Fucking hell.
Bear, what years come between 2006 and 2008?
2007.
Okay.
2007. Yeah. Fuck, Bear. I remember that. Yes, like yesterday. Fuck, Bear. So this
Okay.
was your first serious watch.
This is my first serious watch. This is the watch that triggered.
2007. That's not that long ago, Bear.
No. Well, yes, it is actually.
What?
Have we missed any super chats?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's but there is one from Patrick right now. You called it.
AD never calling $10. Archie, what were you doing in 2007? I was working on the pipeline. I just bought this house. I think I still had the
Archie,
Alfa Romeo.
That's a 16 fucking years ago, Archie. 16 years ago.
No!
Fuck. Not long ago, I know.
And you know, if I would have just made one extra payment a year on the house, I'd have the fucking son of a bitch paid off now.
Your parents are always right, man.
Holy shit, Bear. I got another super chat here. Grab this super chat. Bear, so this Omega, this is the one that you still have this watch?
No.
Okay.
I
Who did
mentioned-
you sell it to? Who did you sell it to?
I gave it to my son and he wore it and he liked it. Then he gave it back to me. I gave it to him, that Explorer, if you remember. And then I
Yeah.
sold it. Stupidly, I sold it. And I cannot forgive myself. Because I'm looking at this watch now.
I just got a PayPal from Mike the Snake. Mike the Snake sent me a PayPal, Bear.
That's
It's not
amazing,
me.
man.
It's not me. It's somebody else. I only PayPal you, which I just did. If you want to check your PayPal.
I did. No, PayPal. This is PayPal from Mike the Snake. That's what I said.
Oh yeah, no, that was me.
Great.
Yeah.
Mikey,
I thought you said.
I love you, man. You
No,
just
I thought he
announced that
said
you paid
super chat because there was somebody super chatting under my name, and I would tell
No,
them
no,
it
okay.
can't be me because I've never super chat. I only send Archie PayPal. I got the two mixed up.
We got a super chat here from my good friend CB, $5. Pull up my second Rolex I purchased. This is the very first series of two-tone subs. The first I will not say, or you say, old money. Here we go, Bear. This is CB's. This is actually beautiful. It's in. Does he would still have it in beautiful condition. But fucking
Gorgeous.
hell, two-tone, pre-ceramic. And you know what? It's so fucking classy, the black. You know, in some ways, I don't know whether I prefer the black or the blues. I mean, the blues is a classic. It's an icon. But
I personally prefer black when it comes to two-tone Rolex. I honestly, I like the aesthetics of black and gold more than blue. As I said to you, and don't take this the wrong way, the bluesy, to me, has a bit of Invicta feel. Don't get upset. Don't get upset.
Okay.
And this is not shooting it down. It's just a little bit screamy, loud. The black and gold is more subtle. It's more just a taste. But Archie, come closer. I want to whisper to you something. I don't want old money.
Old money. Okay. What do you think of it? It's fucking beautiful. Look at that. That's
gorgeous.
That's all you fucking need. You know what? CB, that is all you fucking need. Is that or not? One more? You need more than that?
Yeah, if you are actually running luxury channel, it's not about what you need. We're all about decadence. We're all about hedonism. We're all about hoarding and possessing. Right? Am I on the right channel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unless it's too expensive, Bear. If it's too expensive,
Unless it's too expensive.
or you can't sell it for what you paid for, then we can't.
Bingo. Another super chat from Ryan Chef.
Ryan Chef there, Bear. I got to tell you, here we go. Ryan Chef, $2. Bear, your favorite pen out of the Mont Blancs?
You're a good guy, man. You were super chatting. I'm gonna bring you my favorite pen. Okay, just a second. Archie, go to next super chat.
Spider McGee, $2. Orange, you glad you bought it?
I think that's referring to his first watch,
Planet Ocean,
his
the
orange
Planet
watch that he was
Ocean.
showing.
Yeah. And we've got another super chat from Time to Unwind, £2. Bear, I want to cook you a British steak and kidney pie.
Oh shit! I love steak and kidney pie. Who said that?
That was
Who said
Time
that?
to Unwind. Time to Unwind.
You know what? That brings such a memories from the time when I was working in a pub in London, and we would
Yeah.
have a daily special.
You were living with the Latvian girls, weren't you? The Lithuanian?
Brazilian. Yeah, fucking best.
Was that the
Yeah.
best? Honestly, Bear, you didn't have much money, but was that the best time of your life?
By far. Are you kidding me?
What?
Archie,
What?
by far, it was too good. So my favorite probably is the Beatles Mont Blanc, because I love Beatles. It's a very happy pen. It's a very, very happy pen.
Wow. Yes, the colors.
Oh, very nice.
Is that that's a ball pen, isn't it? Ball pen, I think.
Yeah,
isn't
all
it?
my pens are ball pen. That's what I prefer.
Okay. Far out. You love
Beautiful.
it? The
I love
Beatles.
it. The Beatles. That would be my absolutely favorite pen. Do we have any other super chats?
Bear, when you buy a pen like that, do some people buy different outers? You know, like, are they interchangeable, kind of like bracelets, or is just the model the outside itself, and then the guts are just part of the deal?
And we got a super chat from CB, $5. And the third Rolex, I really spent all the old money. You know it. Pull it up. Condition. Notice the condition, the conditions, and the 200 miles. Bezel. Super rare. I'm going to call it up. What's this here?
Also Mont Blanc, Novak Djokovic.
Wow. Look at that, Bear. Bring it up, Bear.
You get the picture from the old money, and I'll open the Novak Djokovic one.
Okay. Let me get
It's
it.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
Holy shit. Do you use these pens or?
These ones I don't. I have a bunch of Mont Blanc that I also use.
Can I ask you something? What are you going to do with them then if you don't use them? What's the fucking point of them?
I'm going to leave them to you.
Okay, thank you.
They're
Yes.
gonna be all yours.
Please keep them. Please don't touch them, Bear. Next time you pull them out, can you please wear gloves?
Yeah.
I'll put in a wheel. I'll tell Bunny all my Mont Blanc pens are going to Archie.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
When I go.
Some things are just meant for the display case. That's it.
I have a Mont Blanc pen that I use. It's
Of course.
just not
What I mean.
yeah.
Certain models. You know,
And Spider McGee, yeah, go ahead.
I'm pulling up. This is the CB and the third Rolex. I really spent all the old money. You know it. Pull it up. Notice the conditions and the 200 miles bezel.
Yeah, let me take a look actually.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Old.
Oh yeah. That's nice, man. That's really nice.
And beautiful.
Really nice. Awesome, man. Truly awesome.
You know what? Realistically, how many fucking watches? You look at CB's collection. You know what I love about CB?
Okay, no, don't use the line tonight anymore. How many watches do you really need? Not allowed. Okay, I don't want to hear that tonight.
What I love is that he's
No.
kept everything. He's kept everything in nice condition. He's kept everything.
Well, that's beautiful. That's absolutely gorgeous. That's the way I appreciate things. Super chat from Ryan Chef.
Ryan Chef, £2. Beatles, Unreal Line. Congrats.
Thank you. I love Beatles. I love
Are they
Beatles.
your favorite? The Beatles, you one of your
No.
favorites?
Not
Even
one,
more than
by
David.
far the
Even more than David Cassidy?
You are God. You are God. You are
Yes, thank
honestly,
you.
you're in a top form tonight. You're honestly, Archie, you are
Mm,
awesome
top form.
tonight.
Thank you.
Your comedy is great. Your timing is awesome. Your
Mhm.
monologue was powerful. You impressed me tonight. I'm enjoying this live stream very much. Thank you, Archie. And you got a good
No.
viewership, man.
We do.
You
We do.
got
We've had some. It's actually
going
really,
well.
you know, it's enjoyable talking about these like the cogs are turning in your brain, aren't they? You know what I mean? Like the cogs haven't been in this position for so long,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's incredible, really, isn't it? You know, you look at this, it's just, I don't know what to say. It's just so cool. But I gotta be honest.
Is this the pinnacle of Rolex, with the exception of the meteorite dial?
For me, the pinnacle of the Rolex. It's a good question, actually. You know, to be honest, no, I don't think this is pinnacle of the Rolex. I think the pinnacle of the Rolex has to be day date by default. I really do. And I'm not talking what sells the most over retail. I mean, you can go by, okay, Rainbow Daytona is a pinnacle of the Rolex, which is pinnacle of a douchebags in a watch collecting.
Yeah.
But I think the pinnacle of the Rolex. Yeah. I think the professionals, as they call them, or we call them sport models, cannot be considered pinnacle, right? I'm talking like
No.
a Daytona line or sub line or GMT line. I think classic Rolex like a day date, ultimately will be, in my eyes, a best candidate for pinnacle of the Rolex. But I like that. I like that a lot. That would be a great topic. What are the pinnacle examples of our main brands? That would be a good topic. Don't you think, Archie, this is a good topic for the show?
Tomorrow.
Why don't we do by Mike the Snake? Pinnacle examples, pinnacle watch. JJ, help me word this fucking shit out for me.
I'm still trying to make sense of what you're saying. Pinnacle examples of what?
So basically, pinnacle of the Rolex, pinnacle of Omega, pinnacle of Patek, pinnacle of Tag Heuer, pinnacle of Cartier.
Like
pinnacle of your favorite watches.
Like icons of the industry, you know, something like that.
No,
pinnacle
you're not helping me. You're not helping me.
Brands. Pinnacle of your favorite watch brands.
Okay, by Mike the Snake. It's a good topic. It's a good topic, Mikey. I like that. So we don't focus just on Rolex, but we talk about all the brands and what do we see as the pinnacles of each brand, a main brand, right? We're not gonna overthink it. Kind of like topic goes for an hour, and then we go into whatever topic of the day ends up being.
That sounds fantastic, Bear. I really do like that.
Super chat from CB, $10.
CB, he's a legend. That guy is a legend. The guy is a legend, Bear. Let me tell you this. CB super chat. Here we go, Bear. Super chat from CB, $10. I never wasted money Oh, I don't think. Okay. I never wasted money. Even if Archie thinks I did frivolous purchases, most of the watches I purchased since age 14, they turned to excellent investments.
Did you ever assume that he did a frivolous purchases?
No, no. I never thought he's frivolous with anything. This guy here, part of being old money is that he
They're not. He is not frivolous. That I can guarantee you.
and the thing is, I love the way he cares for all of this stuff. You can see he fucking loves them. He doesn't treat them like shit. He
No,
really
no.
loves them.
There's appreciation for timepiece. There's appreciation for timepiece from him. Super chat from CB again. $5 super chat.
CB $5. Pull up Rolex 4. I'm just going to get this here. I'm just getting it now. Just give me one moment. I was
And he says
purchasing
he was
Daytonas when people were not interested like today's. Like today, they're just crazy for them. Look at this. Bear Steel Daytona. Fuck. Look at this. I'm going to take the super chat down just to. Fuck. That's
Oh.
minty. Beautiful.
Oh, that looks good. Fuck, that looks good. Oh, that's a nice picture.
What do you think, Bear?
I like it.
Classic. I like the black dial on the steel bezel. This is white
Me
gold
too.
or steel? This is steel or white gold?
I think this is steel, but
steel, right?
Steel.
I think the white gold has a full colored in subdials.
Doesn't it have red
right.
hands as well? Maybe I'm wrong.
Not sure about the red. I know the newer ones have the fully, silver or whatever.
That looks so fucking mint. That's beautiful.
Watches, doesn't he? He loves his watches.
Yeah. But why doesn't he want to show us his first Rolex? I really want to see his first Rolex. Now that he doesn't want to show us, it's actually what I want to see. Why do you think he doesn't want to show it to us?
No idea.
You think?
Is it quartz?
know.
Where's the quartz? Rare birds!
Creating dramas.
This is he's super chatting telling us what this is.
This is a Zenith Daytona in steel, $5. Wow, look at that. Zenith Daytona in steel. Does it get better than this, Bear?
No. This is timeless.
It's quite. Yeah, this is really like he's got some pieces that are really impressive, man. At one time, they were good value, man. They were really good value. Not anymore. No more good value for Daytonas. They're all expensive. Oh,
The best deal right now is to get after the Zenith and before the ceramic right now. I'm not even saying that's a good deal, but it's better than.
So did we come up with a topic for tomorrow, Archibald?
Oh, yes. The topic is all set in concrete there. It's ArchieLuxury live stream, and the topic is Pinnacle of Your Favorite Watch Brands by Mike MTS, Mike the Snake.
Perfect.
All set in concrete there, Bear.
That's a great name.
Bear, I got to tell you, it's been a fantastic show today. Really fantastic. And
my favorite part of the show actually was the first hour monologue by you, Archie. I recommend to anyone that came in later and did not watch that, even though some things were repeated from segments from the past, this was the first full story that Archie gives about his watch journey. The beginning of watch journey, obviously not the later on when he goes to Singapore and whatever. That's different. But I'm talking the first Rolex, the first Cartier, the discovery of secondary market, the very first watch from his grandfather, the very first watch from his dad, the very first watch he actually purchased, the first luxury watch, Omega. And it's a really good story, guys. Check it out. Remember to upvote. Remember to support this great live stream. We're trying very hard to actually work on the content and bring you something interesting besides just a regular chat. And yeah, that was really good, Archie. You did a great job there. Thank you.
Yeah. The sad thing is, Bear, I also I don't have a lot of things that I had. Like I don't know if I should tell you this. I ended up selling that Seiko 5 to a pawnbroker just to get rid of it. I didn't even want the fucking thing.
That's okay.
The Technos, I had that in my it's just sad kind of things. I suppose they don't mean much, do they? You know what I mean? Like in some ways I am envious that CB has so many things from the past, and I'm not envious in a bad way. Please don't put that in a negative. I'm just envious that that's such a cool idea.
Do you feel like you have analysis paralysis? You can't make a decision. Do you want to be a minimalist, or do you want to have everything you've ever had in your past?
I'll be honest with you. I would like to be a minimalist, and I am actually fucking looking at selling a lot of shit off soon. I want to get out of.
Just look at your background. The background with all those. Are you minimalist? Have you ever been minimalist? Like, come on, Archie. Just, you know what? My advice to you is, accept who you are, and celebrate that. Celebrate. That's okay, man. Nothing wrong with that. Not everyone is meant to. We're not all meant to be. All. I don't even know. We are who we are. We are who we are.
You could be a horological hoarder. That's okay.
I understand what you're saying, Bear, but I'm just disappointed. You know what I mean?
But you can learn something from JJ's comment. Like when he said, for example, he said that he cannot have running two hobbies parallel because he was really into knives, but when he got into watches, you cannot just keep both things going. That's the example of the Louis Vuitton briefcases, pens, watches. You can't run it parallel on all levels. You got to kind of pick and choose where and what is the hobby that gives you the most satisfaction.
Otherwise, you end up with a studio full of shit.
Right? And you've been there.
But you know what? I always keep a memento. Like, I don't sell everything. Like, I keep one or two of my favorite knives, one of my favorite pens, one or two flashlights I like. You know, like I always keep. It doesn't have to be the most expensive one, just the one I like the best. You know, it's usually not the most expensive one actually, but one I use the most or bonded with the most. You know, and I always like had that, you know, experience. Like, you know. Like, do you need 12 Louis Vuitton briefcases, or can you just pick one that you really enjoy and use and sell the rest? And then when you look at it, you say, "Oh yeah, that's from when I had."
Oh no, JJ, the burglars took them. Okay, I have one which I want to actually get rid of. I don't want any. Okay.
What a nice super chat from Pavel. Archie, I want you to carefully think about this super chat.
Pavel, $5. Archie, the front of the show today is how you used to run it. To good effect. We fill the rest with banter. Nice one, Arch. Great vid. Upvote Fikers.
Mikey, get the Fikers to upvote, for God's sake.
All right,
we
come
give
on,
them
people.
a good content, man. Full screen, Mikey, never mind, and get all the weapons in line. Come on, Mikey.
All right.
So remove the super. Let's do it, Mikey.
There we go. Okay, people.
There we go.
You wiggled that finger to log on and get entertained for 3 hours by Archie, 2.5 I think tonight. But he's on every night. He's giving his heart, his life, his soul, his health to entertain us. The least you can do is upvote, and it's such an easy thing to do, and it helps so much for him and his business. And if you don't, little Meech will come and bite your toenails off in the middle of the night.
Let's do it, Mikey. Let's do it, Mikey. Mikey!
Rock and roll.
Come on, Mikey, fucking get your energy going.
I can't hear anything. It's just are you playing music? Sorry. Yep. Upvote.
Mikey, follow the music. Mikey, follow the music.
I couldn't hear it. Not coming through, Bear.
Okay, Mikey, thank you, Mikey.
Say it again.
Nothing, Mikey, nothing.
Thank you so much, Mikey. There, and we got a super chat from CB, $10. I love watches, and I always did. I was lucky; I never had to part from them. It is the old way of collecting, but to flip and trade is fine. Also, but it is not me. Now, I think CB also had a couple of burglaries, and I don't know whether those are the original ones. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Bear. Are they original or not the original? Doesn't matter. What do you think?
Doesn't matter.
I got to tell you, it's very, very interesting. It's funny how, looking back on this stuff, you can remember people who have passed. My grandfather, the jewels, and probably the jewels. As we know in watchmaking, it's not really that a big important thing, is it, Bear?
I think Patrick's got a good point here. Super chat from Patrick, $10.
Patrick AD never calling, $10. Watches are like girlfriends. You want to keep them, but the fucking broads want to feel special, so we can't keep them all. Oh well. Next. Yes. Yeah, that's a good point there, Bear. Bear, what a fantastic show we have run today, Bear. And
another super chat from CB, Archie.
Oh, another super chat from CB. They are the original. I lost many more, unfortunately. Those are the original. Wow. I lost many more, unfortunately. Yes. So there you go. That's the original ones. Wow.
Arch, what do you think if we run an Archie-thon, right? Where
yes, sir.
you do your normal stream,
Mm-hmm.
but then when it's coming to the end, every time somebody super chats $5 or more, you have to stay on for 15 more minutes. And we'll see how long the marathon lasts. Or 10 more minutes per 5. Something like that.
30 seconds per 5? Could you do?
No.
Sorry.
Too cheap. Don't be greedy.
You know what? I don't mind doing that. I'm not adverse to it, but it's one of these things.
You'll be like Jerry Lewis, Arch.
Yes, Jerry Lewis.
I think it's a good idea. But you got some super chats. Keep up with super chats now.
John C, $2. Thoughts on Loris as a gateway watch? Well, anything could get you into the hobby. Anything can get you into
I love John C. He sticks with his fucking program. He's got it. He's got the idea and he's not moving. That's it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, Bear. That's exactly it.
So, Archie, when are we doing the marathon? That will be a topic of the stream. Yes. Basically, you're going to do the every $1 means you gotta do 2 minutes.
That's a good idea.
So you start from beginning. Every $1 is 2 minutes. If it ends up being 3 days, it's a fucking 3 days.
3 days.
I go to sleep. I wake up. You're still on. You keep going.
But what about
So
after 24 hours? It goes to $1 a minute.
After 24 hours goes to $1 a minute. Actually, you can make a lot of money doing that. Think about it, and it will be interesting. I mean, the moment you think it's done, it's done. It's done. Boom, $100 super chat.
That's it. How long is that? Hour and 40 minutes.
It's a fucking another 2 hours.
You know,
What do you
JJ,
think?
I kind of like the hours I keep. You know that, JJ?
You do? No, but this would be just
A special occasion. You know,
Special
you know what I
occasion,
mean?
yeah.
Special occasion.
Yeah.
That's how the guy stays there for 75 years. He's still going, can I leave now? It's a good bit of drama there. AD never calling. Thoughts on Laura Connor as a gateway online girlfriend? $10.
Laura Connor is a classy lady. I love
Yeah.
Laura Connor. I respect Laura Connor.
And she's not interested in any of us, by the way.
I don't think so. But hey, you super chats a question, Pontiff. Your response?
Super chats. Hey, we could give it a go, Bear. We could give anything a go. You know that?
No, I'm talking respond to fucking Patrick on his super chat.
Oh, Patrick's super chat there.
Yeah.
Thoughts on? I think, of course, she could be an online girl. She's had an S class, Bear. You know this?
S class. No, I did not know that.
S-class Mercedes-Benz. She
Wow.
was talking. She's had a couple. Remember, she was complaining about the electric window buttons that keep breaking.
I kind of always
Garbage.
tune off. Any watch talk, I tune off. I gotta be honest with you. The moment I hear talk about anything relevant to cars, I go like, oh, switch off the mode. Super chat from CB.
CB, he's been a great supporter of our show here.
He
today.
wants a marathon. He wants
CB,
a
okay,
everybody
let me know
wants
when-
marathon.
So I will
JJ,
not.
I would
the
super chat.
joint that
JJ,
night.
I would keep him going fucking forever. I know it would be, you know what? It would be days.
sir.
He would have to sleep on a live stream. It's a great idea. I like that.
It is a great.
Can you
idea.
drop?
Yeah,
somebody
think
else?
about this. If you drop a $500 super chat, that's 16 and a half, more than 16 and a half hours.
Hey, major channel announcement from Palbe. Drop the link, Archie. Drop the link.
Oh, drop.
Palbe.
Poway is dropping. We need to.
Major channel announcement, guys. Major channel announcements.
Let's get him on.
I think you need to make it more money. Because if it's going to be a marathon and it's going to keep Archie up, you need
Yeah, I
to
think we
be
got to do
more
a dollar a
motivated.
minute. Dollar a minute.
Because-
price.
$1 a minute. $1 a minute would be right.
I don't think that's enough because, okay, if somebody donates $100, he's got to be on for 100 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Very good math, Mike.
A lot of times, he gets
It's $1.
super
It's
chat.
$1 a minute.
$60,
It's
$60 an hour.
$60 an hour. What do you want?
No,
After 24 hours,
people
it
can
big-
continue to super chat as well at the same
That's
time,
the
right?
point.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, we want him.
Ding, ding, ding.
We want him to be there 3 days.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. I know. Most of the shit goes over my head.
He's
I
like, but
get
if
it,
people
I
keep
get it
super
now.
chatting, he'll be on for a long time. Yes. That's
Mhm.
Well, I know
that.
that. I just was thinking, okay, if you're just taking super chats for 200 minutes and $200 for 200 minutes, well, that doesn't come out in the wash very well. That's all. I was just thinking.
No, but it's after the 3 hour mark. The first 3 hours are just regular show.
Sure, but the fact that other people are able to also super chat at will, like as normal, is a major part of it. I think if you're entertained for that period of time, you'll be more apt to send super chats in.
Well, they have to
And,
specify when they super chat, like,
We gotta work out the details. It's
Yeah, like,
just
if-
an idea.
if you
Just
do a
idea.
$20 super chat, you got to write like 20 for 20. You know what I mean, or whatever. That's what I
100%
drop.
right.
I'm dropping a $500 bomb right before Arch gets tired. That's 8 hours.
Yes, that's exactly it, isn't it? That's the way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah. 8 hours will be
Very,
miserable.
very scary.
Yeah, how miserable would he be after his regular 3-hour shift?
Oh my God! That would be the first time that he would actually probably. Here's Palmer.
It's the Hyatt Dagger. It's a thrill it fat, rising up to challenge of our rivals. At last you'll survivor stalks his prey at night, 'cause he's watching us all with the Hyatt Dagger.
Archie, I
Yes,
think the
sir.
time has come to
Yes,
thank
sir.
the punters.
Yes, sir.
To
Very,
thank
very
these
true.
wonderful people for supporting us, for really good viewership tonight, for great panelists, and another super chat from Pavel.
Pavel, $2. Bring in a cot. Sleeping on camera counts. Okay.
Yeah, you can sleep as long as you don't leave the area.
Don't
Yeah,
leave the room.
But somebody else has to be able to talk and control
He
this.
slept on.
Yeah, no,
he
somebody
slept,
will pick up the show while he's asleep and run with
He
it.
was sleeping on live stream. If
Dungeon?
you remember when he was in US, and it was on the dungeon, and he fell asleep and he was snoring. It was like actually it was cute. He was exhausted. That was when you were visiting bondage.
Ah, yes.
You had a
Here we
good
go.
rest there. You actually had a
Some
good
big.
rest.
Oh, so luxury. John C, thank you. ABC, Timepiece Fund, Toyota Mo, JD, Mobster.
Hey, by the way, stop for a second. Toyota Mo was inquiring about the chair, JJ, just so you know.
Yeah, did you buy our chairs yet? Or do I need
We're
a
going
refund?
next week there. Mr.
Next week.
GMT, JD, MC Morrissey, Roven Chef, Spider McGee, Roven Chef, RPM, Real World Curly was here, Roven Chef, Low Tier Tactical, Spider McGee, Madman, Juco, now formerly known as Juco Ted, but now known as Juco,
Exactly.
Madman, Loose Tooth, SR Bell, AD Never Calling, Dan Radke, CB, Oh Baby Girl, Pavel, Madman,
OG baby girl, Arch, you gotta get her name
OG
right.
Baby Girl,
OG baby girl, yeah.
CB, Spider McGee, CB, Spider McGee,
CB.
CB, AD Never Calling, CB, Roven Chef, Spider McGee, Time to Unwind, CB, Roven Chef, CB, Pavel, CB, John C, AD Never Calling, CB, Pavel, and there we go. Finally, Pavel. There we go there. Look at that. So super chatters for today.
Thank you very much.
Forget Mike the Snake. Super chatted. PayPal.
He said that wasn't him.
Okay, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back in the morning show. What's that? 9 hours time. Guys, we love you.
I want to remind the people, please, that you can propose the topic for the next live. Oh, big super chat! Holy shit!
See, that's what happens when you almost wrap up 3 minutes early. You almost missed the super chat, Arch. Look at this.
Phoenician Cedar, $50 for lunch with the missus. Ah, my God! And I will
full screen.
Let's give him a song.
Bees and honey and everything.
Bees and honey. Yes, sirree. We'll get the
Let's
song
go.
going.
Let's go.
Let's go. Here we go. Super chat. Super chat. Where have you been?
Did you just mute yourself?
London to visit the king. The king. Free.
Them to the birds and bees.
The bears and the bees. Bears and the bees. Bears and the bees.
That's what I want.
Bears and the bees. Super chat. There we go.
Well,
Bear.
that was
Seen it.
generous, Phoenician Theater. Man, you're a class act.
I'll take
That's
some
for lunch.
photos.
You
I'll go
you
for
can
lunch.
take your
I'll go
lady.
for lunch, yep. I'll go for some lunch. That sounds very,
Nice.
very cool. Bear, it's been a great show. Great show.
Why do you think it was a great show? What made it so great?
The Bear, JJ,
No,
Mike the
never
Snake.
mind. Never mind bullshit. Seriously, what made this show so good?
I like the reminiscing.
CB.
Reminiscing, you know.
CB made it great, no question about it.
CB.
But what also made it great is Archie that you were enjoying and you were engaged and you were really sharing a lot today. And people, I think, like that. Because I was watching carefully, the viewership did not drop. The viewership remained. You had a good viewership from beginning to the end. This is how you're going to bring your channel next level and to remain to be the best YouTube live stream by far. Nobody can touch you, Archie. Nobody.
Hey, thank you, Bear. As long as I've got my bear, I love the stimuli from the bear and all you guys there. Okay, guys, back
Hey, Arch,
tomorrow.
real quick before
One
you
second.
wrap up, I think
Yes, sir.
I think I just found the picture for the marathon. I sent it to Bear. I'll send it to you, Arch. If
Okay.
you could just pull it up before the stream ends.
Sure,
Let's
we
see the
can,
picture
sir.
for the marathon proposal.
I think it's very fitting.
Ha ha ha
You're-
ha ha. Here we go, Bear. Bringing it up now for the audience. Here we go.
He moved that super chat too, so they can see. Oh, they might be able to see anyway. What do you think
Here
about
we go,
that?
Bear. Look at this.
That's good for the marathon. Archer dead on the
Oh
floor.
my God! Yes.
Does anyone remember what this is from? Let's play a little quick trivia before we go, real quick.
No, I don't.
I remember exactly what this is from. This is when Archie got the brand new luxury blue carpet, and he was laying on it.
Ah, the luxury blue new carpet. Yes.
No carpet
Appreciation
beetles.
of the
Yeah, that was,
carpet there. By the way, Mike, the mistake was the one that got it first. He said carpet replacement, and
Yeah.
Pavel obviously followed right away with new carpet installed. That's it. The guys got it, Jay. They got it.
very good, very good.
Fantastic.
Okay, guys. You're not running a show, JJ. Are you sending the
No.
link to you? Okay.
No,
Thank you, JJ.
you got it.
See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
so
Thank you.